And one more thing, today we are going to start our program with our presentations. The previous experiences will be given and shared, and the innovations and practices shared soon on the stage. So be prepared, and I request all the participants present today will be given their pen drive or something, the soft copy material to the press media and media material is there. So I request all the participants to settle down, and it's really a nice occasion when we are sharing the land registrations in a new way of that, and new presentations are going on, new innovations, we are sharing the new experiences while doing this resurvey. So I invite once again everyone to this wonderful program. Inviting Shri Kunal Satyaki sir. Once again, it's a great welcome to you all. Please settle down. Some of the members are just amidst all the tables. And now I invite Shri Kunal Satyaki sir, Joint Secretary, Land Resources, Department of Land Resources Department. So let's welcome him with a big round of applause. Thank you all.
So good morning, all the dignitaries in the hall. I will request everyone to settle down and we can start on time. We are already 4 minutes late. So I know we start on time. So because I know all these guys are saying, how will I say the whole story in 10 minutes and 15 minutes? If you want to tell your stories about how you done research and program, please start on time. So at the onset, I welcome Secretary Department of Land Resources, Honorable Sir, for taking out time and anchoring this whole program, guiding us through this program, and is a keen interest in the this particular matter of survey and subdivision beyond everything else in land resources. What is guiding us through this program, and as we go ahead in 2 days, we will understand that it is a large program coming up only for survey and research. So I also welcome all the officers who have come from all the states and territories. I was seeing the list, there is almost 100% participation of all these states. So, except the island union territories and the state of Punjab, which has open right now, and Manipur, all the 30 odd states in UP are present in this hall and level of director, assistant director, officers of the concerned state. So I welcome all of you to this national workshop, and it is important to be present to the future of the whole program of DLMP that is taking place in the country. Because there will be a slight change in the program, the instance has got delayed. So the formal inaugural session will start at around 12 o'clock. But before that, if everybody is here, we will invite all the states which are doing anything over in this way to make some presentations. So, actually, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Special Secretary Shri Ma'am, and the Bhakar who has been doing all the work here, thanks for taking this opportunity. I gave them a call almost a month back, saying that we want to do a workshop. The idea was that doing it at Rajasthan, but there is not to do and taking to villages. This workshop is designed not only to share experiences, but also to look at the Andhra Pradesh model of using technology, also
to tell to make us very comfortable about this. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to a great engagement in the program, make it very interactive, to question each other and abstract the truth. This is what I say. So when Andhra Pradesh makes a presentation or Karnataka makes a presentation, I would expect that the other states can ask them questions. How you did it? This doesn't work. This is not possible, etc. But also.
Thank you so much for your kind words on the occasion of your welcoming speech, sir. Thank you. And now it's time to invite Shri Manoj Joshi, sir, Secretary, Department of Land Resources. Objectives of the workshop will be given by him. Welcome, sir, and let us join hands together to invite him to the warm welcome.
Survey, resurvey, Andhra obviously has done a very good job. But there are wide differences in what states are doing. And the more you start understanding it, the more you understand why states are doing different things and what suits you. So it's important to learn what other states are doing. And generally in revenue department, we don't really know beyond what our state is doing. And we believe that this is the only model of doing work. Because the exposure to other states is just not there. Our basic architecture of revenue records and map is uniform across the country, except for in Deccan states, which follow a Tippen or field measurement book model also, in addition to the village map and ROR. So there is a bit of a difference, but basic architecture across the country is same. But in survey methodology, there are wide differences. So a plain simple method is what Andhra is doing, that you measure the land, create a map through technology, and then superimpose ROR onto that, and whatever land you are possessing, record that as the new area you are holding, and whatever is your possession based. Map, and then leaving it out the subdivision part, joint holding part, and making the whole process comparatively easier but with less benefits. Now, why some states are doing that and why is Andhra doing this? Andhra probably could do it because they had a lot of staff. They had done large-scale recruitment. This type of staff I don't think is there in any other state, and it's difficult. They have a person in each village. Village size is about 2,000 people. So that's and then there is a total 10 staff is there in each village. One looking after revenue. Similarly, in cities, they have each ward they have about 12 staff and one person looking after this work. So there's a lot of staff in Andhra Pradesh which other states don't have. Now, doing a subdivision work or removing these joint accounts and all that requires a lot of staff, requires a lot of effort. So, it's not a bad idea to create a map by technology and not focusing on other things, and then build a stack and gradually start doing subdivision. But then the path should be clear. Okay, first we'll make the map, and then once the map is ready, we'll with ROR we'll focus on further subdivision, because without that in a lot of areas the maps don't make sense. Like say in Uttar Pradesh, subdivision has not happened for decades. So the maps have become outdated with a large population. There are 50 people in one survey number. No one really knows whose land is which. Everyone is in possession, but boundaries are not really. They have a possession boundary, but is that the correct one? No one really knows. And that leads to disputes, criminal cases, civil cases, all type of cases. So if you are at that extreme, then you need to decide what strategy should be there for subdivision, because without subdivision, just making a map of existing survey numbers may not make sense. So it's a question of, say, within a family, if there are 3-4 joint holders, you may not focus on their subdivision. But if there are large number of joint holders for 4 generations, then without a subdivision, it won't make sense. You won't reduce the problem. So technology, different people are using different ones. Obviously, satellite, drones, ETS, DGPS, how much rovers to use, all those technology variants are there that you need to decide depending upon tree cover and density and all. But I think the core is, like the Assam is doing a different methodology. They are just making the maps and asking be clear, how will you make a good map and ROR further on. So there are different methodologies. So you need to understand that there is no single process of doing a resurvey. Andhra is one extreme, which goes into full detail and completes the entire process. Andhra, I think more than 90% subdivisions have a single account. I don't think anywhere in the country it is like that. And even before resurvey, it was pretty high. Southern states in general have less joint accounts. Tamil Nadu also have far less joint accounts. So probably it's a family structures or system or society which is different. North India has far more joint account holders and far less staff in revenue department. So there is a staffing problem across the country in revenue departments, and unless you recruit people core in the revenue department, in the survey, as well as on contract, as well as bring in private sector, you won't be able to do resurvey. And without resurvey in large number of states, maps are completely outdated. So they do not reflect the current reality, particularly in peri-urban area where there is a large population and population is growing. So the purpose of this workshop is to understand what others are doing and what would suit you. Considering and why they are doing it, you need to understand your staffing issues, how your records are, and how much of detailed resurvey you need to do. So that is the purpose, and also to demonstrate what Andhra has done. And also going to another problem which a lot of people debate. I think that gradually when you start understanding it, you stop that debate that whether you should make new maps based on possession or based on ROR. Now that is a debate I also got into in the beginning when I came to the department, and after a year I realized that debate is very futile. If you try to match old map with the new possession map and ROR, these are 3 different factors, and no optimization problem can make them combine. It doesn't work. So you will deviate from one of them, at least, or 2 of them. If you try to, so some people are trying to find a best fit solution. I don't know whether that is practical or not, finding a best fit solution. So, because changing from whatever is there in the possession is very difficult. So, Andhra did a most practical thing of going by the possession and putting ROR above that, and whatever is possession, adjust the ROR accordingly and forget the old map, except for referencing purpose and except for the government lands. That is the methodology Andhra deployed. Now, I don't think there is any other methodology feasible in our political, social, administrative system or legal system. If you try to match the which trying to do, a lot of other people are trying to match. Learn whether it's matching is possible, whether what you are thinking is correct or not. So that is the purpose of this exercise, that you start understanding the rationale behind what others are doing and what you are doing, and to find a workable solution. If the solution doesn't work, then the resurvey won't work. So identify the problems, like Bihar's case. They have been doing resurvey for last 10 years, and now they have started understanding the problems of what they went wrong in. So they have identified villages where there is a ROR problem, and isolating that and completing whatever is the rest. So identifying issues in your state and working it out. And also, if you take resurvey for too long, like 10 years, everyone changes, governments change, all the officers change, the energy comes with some people, then goes away. So you have to pick up, even if you can't do the whole state, you don't have the staff, pick up 20% of the state and do it and complete it. If you don't complete it, people's faith in this process goes away, that it's not doable. Like in UP, some chakbandi goes on. That's a resettlement work. Some villages, the chakbandi is going on for 30 years and no one is closing it. So I think that process also one needs to avoid, that you start and finish in 2 years job. If you can't finish resurvey in 2 years job, then pick up less number of villages, less area. Whatever you can complete in 1 or 2 years, only that much you should pick. Andhra also made that go, but then they hired so much of people that they were able to manage. But for other states, you can chew, not more than what you can chew. So whatever staff you have, whatever capacity you have, so you need to decide on that. You need to decide on the methodology and staffing and all those. But after doing this, starting this Naksha program, we realized that it's easier for us to run a program and ask the states to plug in. The way in industrial estates, you develop an industrial estates and ask the industry to come and plug in and start producing it. So that's the idea. When after Naksha we learned that it's better that we start doing things and ask the states to plug in. We run the system program, we provide the funding, we set the format, so that wherever there is a lack of energy in the states, that we can take care of. So hopefully this year we would be able to launch that and take everyone forward and have a good time 2 days and learn from each other and understand what suits you best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable inputs and your remarks. Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to move on to a very important segment of today's National Workshop on Resurvey program. Experience sharing by states. We feel privileged to invite various inventions, innovations, and technology supportive strategies in resurvey. And now it's time to invite the delegates from Assam to share their experiences in implementing resurvey under DAI LRMP. Assam, with its diverse terrain and demographic profile, has taken thoughtful and strategic steps towards land record modernization. Their experiences, particularly in dealing with ground realities and technology integration, will be valuable for all of us. May I request the delegates team from Assam to kindly come forward and share their learnings and best practices. Let's welcome them with a good round of applause. Welcome, sir. You are welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. All participants present here. I am Kailash Karthik. I've recently joined as Director Land Records, Government of Assam. I am here with our senior colleague, Shri Anantlal Gyani, who is the Secretary of the Department, and the team from the survey as well as from the Center of Excellence in Assam. So I'm basically trying to present what the team here in Assam, led by the Principal Secretary and Secretary and others, have done over the last 3-4 years, and I'm trying to summarize. I'm basically lending voice to what others have done over the last 3-4 years, because it's been just about a month and a half for me in the department. So, sorry. Yeah, so we will be talking about a few things. One is per se the background of Assam and the backdrop in which this particular resurvey activities got launched. Assam, as we can see, is roughly about 40,000 square kilometer of cadastral area. There is about 6 schedule council areas of about 13,000 odd kilometers, which comes under the 6th schedule, and today most of them have no land records per se. It is very customary laws that are followed, non-documented. Then within the non-6th schedule areas, there used to be about 2,300 odd square kilometer of non-cadastral unsurveyed area, even during the British time, and then subsequently for the last 75 years, or these areas remained unsurveyed, even though there were habitations, these were inhabited area. Then there is about 23,000 square kilometer of forest area, etc. With that being the context, the problems that we faced while we started off on this journey over the last 3-4 years is being a lot of, like I mentioned, unsurveyed areas. These were about 902 villages, roughly about 5% of the population, 5% of the land area. Then we had in many villages, sir was also mentioning, many villages where the maps were missing, maps were outdated, maps were torn, etc., etc. And transactions on land have been happening subsequently even without a map, or sometimes in many cases had stopped only because there was no maps. And this is about another 5% roughly. Then obviously there was no integration with urban local body records, and that's the effort that's being undertaken under Naksha. Then resettlement operations, again sir mentioned about some states where resettlement operations have been going on for decades. Assam is one classic case where in the Barak Valley resettlement operations had been going on for almost 3 decades. With this the background, sir, then the various programs driven by Government of India came as the solutions to resolve. Firstly, for the non-cadastral villages, Swamitva became the program that we piggybacked on. For the damaged and maps, we have initiated resurvey activities, though we have not gone to the extent of finishing off on the journey that we have started on resurvey, and we'll be very keen to understand the process carried out by Andhra Pradesh. On the integration with urban property records, that's the work that we've initiated with Naksha. And then resettlement operations which are going on in places like Kacha, Silchar and other districts of Assam are now slowly coming to a closure. So under the Swamitva program, we have done detailed survey. Drone flying has happened through through the help of the Survey of India. ORIs have been extracted, HRSI imagery has been taken, and plus on top of that, we have done detailed survey in all the 902 villages. Of the 902 villages, as we speak, about 48 villages have been notified as cadastral villages, of which 30 villages we have also invited citizens, people who have been residing in those villages to apply for settlement. The process of settlement of land as per the land policy of the state is underway. And we expect that before November end, we will be finishing off both not just notification of all of these villages, but also settlement in all of these villages. On resurvey, we've done detailed resurvey for about 300 plus villages. We are in the process of doing it for another 465 villages. and the maps have been generated. Now the process of correction of the maps and some of the questions that sir mentioned about ROR not mapping to field position, etc., are questions that we are today grappling with and trying to come out with the processes. On Naksha, we have initiated a pilot in 10 districts and 10 urban local bodies, small-sized urban local bodies. And at this point in time, the ground truthing is about 30%. And we are very grateful to Department of Land Records, so that, the platform that Madhya Pradesh Electronics Development Corporation has built, as we speak, we are trying to pilot in 1 or 2 urban local bodies, so that we have a tool which is integrated not just with our survey application, but also with our land records application and also with our urban local body tax portal as well. And finally, on resettlement, resurvey work has been finished in 626 villages. Today, of the 3 districts which had resettlement operations going on for the last 3 decades, 2 districts have been finished in entirety. The 3rd district, about 2 circles or 2 tehsils have been finished. The last 3 tehsils are still under process. So, like I said, the process that we followed was, first we we flew drones. Except for the red zone area, across the entire state, drone flying has happened. Second, HRSI imagery for the entire state has been procured. Third important component of this puzzle that we need to be able to solve has been the procurement of survey equipments. Today we have about 1100 survey equipments, GNSS-based rovers, which are available at the state for carrying out survey activities either in small areas or on a large-scale manner. We have trained surveyors of about 550 have been trained through an outsourced agency, plus another 350 of them are under the process of getting trained over the next 2-3 months, which includes our own village administrative officers, who we call as land records assistant, and also outsourced agents as well. The next issue is obviously about software. We have ArcGIS editions, which allows our GIS experts to handle some of these data with about 25 odd applications, and we are in the process of examining whether we need to move in for an enterprise edition as well. We also have the next important component is the manpower to be able to handle it. So we have GIS assistants, 150 odd across the state. Obviously, it doesn't compare to the level of manpower that Andhra Pradesh today has, but it is also a transformational change from where we were a few years back. And today the government is very committed, looking at the positive results that all of these activities have yielded over the last 3-4 years. The government is very committed to recruit another 2,000 land records assistant over the next 3 years, starting with about 1,000 in the government on the government rolls from this year, which would mean roughly for every 10 villages we would have 1 person. And then we've also built a state-of-the-art physical infrastructure to look at all of these, drone imagery, HRSI, geospatial infrastructure, etc. We have a lab which today runs in 2 shifts, something which is not very commonly heard in government systems. One starting from 7:30 in the morning, running up to 4:30, and then again another shift from 4:30 in the afternoon to running up to 12:30 at night. We run this lab in 2 shifts because of the volume of data that we are generating through our drone flying, through our detail survey. So we are ensuring that the records, the imagery that comes in are immediately, rectified, ortho-rectified, etc., so that the pipe moves as seamlessly as it can. So the process flow in the case of survey has been, like I said, we start with an ORI from a drone or a HRSI, and this is predominantly as a base layer. On top of that, using the GNSS rovers, we do detail survey. Post detail survey, the quality assurance and quality check happens at the field level and also the state headquarter level. Post which the village is notified as a cadastral village. Post it being notified as a cadastral village by the government, people are asked to apply for settlements digitally. Post that, the finalization of map and record happens based on the allotments and settlements that happen in the name of the individuals or in the name of entities. And after that, we generated what is called a digital patta. And I'll just have a few images to represent. So this is, on the left side is the ORI. Subsequently, once we have that layer, we do the detailed survey using the GNSS. After that, the draft map is prepared post, which is a cadastral map prepared quality assurance and quality check. Post which a notification on the IT portal digital platform that we have is generated saying this particular village is notified, and today the record that village comes live on our land records database. And subsequently, post people applying again digitally and allotments being issued digitally, the final map is prepared with details about each of the parcels. This is an example of the process in terms of how many applications. The dashboard basically shows the number of applications that have come in, what has been scrutinized, what has been approved, etc. And this is an example of a digital patta that we were talking about, where all the important attributes of the land are captured in a single digital format and is also pushed into their DigiLocker so that the citizen can use this subsequently for whatever purpose that the citizen may intend to use it for. Now I'll move to the second part, which is on Naksha. And on Naksha, we are aware, Assam is also one of the states where we've initiated the pilot. These are the 10 odd urban local bodies which are spread across what is in yellow. These are spread across the entire state. We've not picked up Barak Valley, which is to the south of Assam, predominantly because of legacy problems of settlement and other issues still running there. Of these 10 urban local bodies, the total area is fairly small. These are small urban local bodies, so we wanted to start with a small pilot. So about 80 odd square kilometers. We've been doing detailed survey as a joint team between, as per the Naksha guidelines, between the revenue officials, the urban local bodies and the surveyors. Today we have finished about 32% on paper. And some of the points that we've been finding is fairly startling, which is reflecting of how the systems which have developed in silos and not been talking to each other, and today we've been able to see how those issues are coming up. Like for instance, the boundary maps of a particular ward that the urban local body believes was their boundary is not the boundary on the ground. Right? So from as basic as that to a case where the urban local body believed that there used to be only two houses in a particular holding area, but with a particular square foot. Now through the detailed survey and to start with, by extracting the building footprint, we have been able to show that the building areas are much larger than what people have been claiming it to be, which also means there has been a loss of revenue. Today that is also possible that we are able to correct. And this is how the integrations, and last minute, sir. This is how the integrations between the urban local body and the databases of the revenue department have started to flow into one single application where we are able to see the land details as well as the property details. Going forward, our aspiration is to complete the urban local body, the pilot, before June 30th, and the teams are already on place. Like I mentioned, we've already partnered with Madhya Pradesh Electronics Development Corporation for the pilot and a full-scale rollout. We intend to also integrate master plan into our revenue records in due course, so that in a master plan, because our master plans in the urban local bodies don't talk to the revenue records, more often than not lands which are otherwise not meant for residential purpose gets reclassified and in buildings come up in those zones, or lands which are not meant for industrial because the revenue officials do not know that the master plan prohibits certain kinds of activities, end up approving that, and then that infrastructure gets built in. So we intend to integrate that. Likewise, the state has also come up with the urban water bodies in land records bill, which is act which has been passed, which we also plan to integrate, which ensures that a water body which is otherwise been a historical channel for flow of water does not get reclassified for any purpose, converted for any purpose other than what it was originally imagined for. So these are certain additional steps that we intend to take going forward. So with that, I come to a conclusion. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I think you just joined recently, but just two things that we always wonder about Assam is good work that you're doing. You have all the cogs of the wheel together, but how do you use and why do you use HRSI and drone imagery both together? How does it make sense? And the second is, we are slightly concerned about non-cadastral villages you are completing very quickly. What is happening in the resurveyed villages? The outcomes are still waiting. So
the first question, sir, I think the HRSI imagery, I mean, it has been, I think, a journey of discovery from what I have understood. It's been a journey of discovery. The drone imagery, when we started flying in drone imagery, and this is as experience talking from my field experience as collector when the drone imagery started, what we believed probably I think naively was that just the drone imagery would be enough for us to understand the boundaries of the occupation and the settlement. What we realized is that was not possible. Secondly, then the drone imagery is also not allowed we are not allowed to fly drones in many red zones, given that there are a lot of military installations and other critical infrastructure that is there spread across the state. Which is where I think the HRSI procurement also subsequently happened. Now both of these are only being used as a base layer, which will help once you go back to the field to do your detailed survey. Once you go and do your detailed survey, it acts as a base layer, which helps reference back to a building, etc., that is visible on a drone imagery or a HRSI imagery. So that's how the realization that has come in is basically without a detailed survey, you will not be able to ensure accuracy of the maps that are being prepared. The second questions are about the resurvey activities. Resurvey activities, like I said, in where the maps have been torn or missing in the places of Dibrugarh and Tinsukia, a substantial part of that resurvey part has happened, but the record correction, etc., we have not taken it to the full extreme. We now have an SOP on the non-cadastral areas right from survey all the way to settlement. We have the SOP, but in the resurvey area we have not yet fully comprehended how to take it to the last extent. We intend to finish at least a couple of villages as a pilot before June 30th, so that once we do this end-to-end through a digital application, we will be aware of how to scale it up in the rest of the villages as well. And that's where I think today's sessions are, especially what you are saying about Andhra and others who managed to do it in a few villages. Some of the questions that we have is the same, that there is huge variation between what the land records indicate to what we are finding as possession on the ground, and that's some of the tricky questions that we have not been able to understand and answer for. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your detailed presentation, sir. Thank you. Now, let's invite Karnataka, a state that has been a pioneer in land reforms and digital governance. Karnataka's innovation and innovative practices and systematic approach in implementing survey, resurvey have set examples for other states to follow. Their use of technology and transparent process has been widely appreciated. Let's welcome Karnataka with a warm welcome and warm applause. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I am Manjunath, Commissioner, Survey, Settlement, Land Records in Karnataka. Unfortunately, my Principal Secretary, sir, Minister is also having a parallel VC, so he is attending that. Quickly, slide. Where's the point? not functional. Okay. Sir, at the outset, sir, I would like to thank DOLR, Government of India, sir. Basically for three things, sir. One is empowering the state of Karnataka to get access to the advanced technology in establishment of the course network, sir. Karnataka has next slide, please. Karnataka has 49 core stations established, sir. We have also submitted a proposal for further densification. 3 more core stations are likely to be added to this network, sir. Secondly, for making available the drone and aerial technology methods, sir. And for providing us with rovers, sir. We already have about 600 rovers, sir. We are adding another 5,000 rovers. So that the objective is that each and every surveyor should carry with him a rover, and any measurement in Karnataka should be done with a rover. Currently, we do about parcels across the state every day, sir. Under DLRMP, sir, Government of India has approved us 16 districts. State on its own is doing about 5 districts. On the whole, 21 districts, sir. So what have we done in Karnataka, sir? The technology infusion has happened. 49 core stations have been established. Drones are being used across 21 districts out of 31 districts in Karnataka. 5,000 rovers are being deployed. The state cabinet has approved 5,000 rovers. Already 600 rovers are being used every day. Then QGIS is being used for digitization work. In-house software which has been developed by our own team is being used for the integrated RTC. The RTC which is here, there was a spatial data and the non-spatial data are being integrated into the new RTC so that public are aware where the coordinates of the land are, who are their neighbors, the extent of land, etc. So this is the transformation which has happened from the manual paper survey sketches which we had to the manual village map to the digital map following the resurvey. Karnataka had its own history, the challenges, because of the state integration, the way state came into being. Different parts of Karnataka was integrated and surveys happened at different points in time. We have 4 different regions basically. Hyderabad Karnataka region, the Mumbai Karnataka region, the Mysore region under the Maharaja, the Coorg Principality, all have its own unique set of land records. This one is standardization across the state itself, and then bringing out the standardization on the ROR, so that we did it in as pioneers under the name Bhumi way back in 2002. So the record of right in Karnataka was digitized under Bhumi, which more or less has brought standardization across the state. Now we are reintegrating the resurvey spatial data into this record of right. So the Karnataka Land Revenue Act, under which we function, has certain provisions for survey, resurvey. Also we have amended the act to make it comply with the drone-based survey, resurvey, which we are undertaking. So this I'll skip many of this. Basically, 3 things that we are doing under survey, resurvey. One is measurement of the Abadi area, the Swamitva area. 30,715 villages are there. We have so far completed about 18,000 villages. to the final logical end, we have taken about 5,000 villages to the final property card level, which is roughly translates to about 9,000 square kilometers across Karnataka. The one is Swamitva, second is Naksha, the third is the agricultural land. So this is a drone resurvey map. The final output which is done in one of the taluks across Karnataka, and the original ROR which existed and the new ROR which is being generated across Karnataka. So this is the various stages in resurvey. Karnataka has taken a longer route, which means we try to do 100% ground truthing of all the properties. We start with a notification just to bring all the stakeholders on board. Then we also undertake a Gram Sabha, be it in the rural local body or in the urban local body or in the village concerned. Then drone flying actually happens either through Survey of India or any of the private empaneled agencies. Then ground truthing. Ground truthing, the ortho-rectified images, once we have received it, and quality check of the ORI images happens in-house through our own set of people, and ground truthing, 100% ground truthing, as we said, is being undertaken. Digitization, the Tippan, Hissa boundary, Karab incorporation, all this. So this may take time. That is why, if you can see, Karnataka, roughly 75% of the area has been contracted, sir. And drone flying is almost about 60-70% of the contracted area has already been drone flying has happened. Ground truthing, we are somewhere about 20%. So because we try to do 100%, it takes more time, sir. So this is the process which I've told you. I'll skip. Basically, it is leading to this improvised mapping. This is where we stand, sir. 191,791 square kilometer. We are attempting to do resurvey across 143,000 square kilometer. And drone flying has almost happened. 117,000 square kilometer. Of course, there's a delay by the agencies to submit the ORI. As on now, about 80,000 square kilometers of 117,000 square kilometer has been submitted by the agencies. Some 20,000 we have rejected, about 60,000 we have accepted, for which ground truthing is happening on the ground. Total villages out of 30,000 villages, sir, 19,000 villages is what we have completed under Swamitva as of date. This is the Swamitva area. Across state, you can see, sir, all the red dots are where we have at least issued a draft property card. You have not reached the final property card because we are holding it because of certain policy decisions that we need to take internally, sir. We try to do it in the days to come, sir. Naksha, sir. We started the map 1, map 2, map 3. These are the 10 towns that we are trying to do under Naksha. 3 we had already had a ORI image where we are in an advanced stage of trying to complete the ground truthing, sir. And one ULB boundary. This is the final output under Naksha. This is a Bhagyanagar, sir, one ULB. We will be completing this in this month, sir. And the next 2 ULBs in the coming months. So here, sir, first we distinguish what is a public property, what is a private property. In the public property, all the common area, public area, which is the road, the drainage, the street light, the playground, the park, the water bodies, everything is accounted for, sir. In the private land, the sital area, the built-up area, so that it helps the coverage ratio and the collection efficiency of the property taxes for the urban local body. So this is where we stand, sir, in the thing. With that, I am open to any questions.
What about agricultural land?
Agricultural land, sir, I think I skipped it. Agricultural land, sir, we did the pilot in Ramnagar, which is about 3 30 square kilometers, sir. There we have not issued the final ROR. Draft ROR has been issued. 2 months ago, 25,000 farmers were given the draft property card. And the very few objections we have received, maybe few, because 1 month time is there, we may still receive some objections. But the issue, sir, the real issue in resurvey is when the ground truthing happens. We have bought all stakeholders on board, we are involving them. But then, because of historical reasons, sir, the way land acquisition had happened, the way the roads were constructed, the way the canals were done, some with compensation, some without compensation, and at that whether it was reflected. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir, I was actually stuck in this thing, sir. So basically, sir, what Mr. Kunal has raised that issue, sir, the major issue which you will see in most of the southern states, and I'm saying also in the, I've worked in Haryana also, so is there in North also. Basically, sir, what he's saying, sir, over the years, the river would have changed the course, roads would have been carved out differently. So map has a different marking than what is there on ground, sir. So then accordingly, that ROR also had accordingly entered, sir. So look, what exercise I remember last time when we had visited Andhra Pradesh, we went to a village also. So that issue, maybe if everybody is agreeable, you have ROR is some say X acres, and on ground you are X plus 1 or X minus 1. So any people are acceptable, you can actually incorporate. But where the, especially land parts which are close to city, around city where the costs are very high, prices have gone up, people are not willing to compromise. So that is an issue which we still have. So that's number one. So number two, it's a huge time consuming and human resources activity, because on each plot you have to go, though with the help of rovers, compared to chain system, it is almost 4 times, 5 times you are delivering. But again, it's a huge thing. We tried, as you know, sir, we tried in one Hobli in Ramnagar. It gave a good result, but then again, it's a time consuming activity. Sir, maybe we have to work out how we can do maybe more scientifically by using better technology to reduce the manpower, sir.
So, okay, our issue is obviously there, but when you do like the way Andhra has followed the methodology, that first they demarcate the government land based on the ROR and map, and using both to maximize whatever is the government land, either the road or anything else and all. So after that, in your case, you have a TIPN also, and you are not so much relying on possession. So what exactly are you doing when you go into a village and you have measured everything, you have put rover everything, but after that, between the map and ROR and possession and government property, how are you coming to a final draft map and all? That process in your presentation is not very clear.
No, it's not clear, sir, because it has issues, sir. We have tried in one Ramnagar, I think Ramnagar you can show. So, sir, when you carry out one ground truthing, so you can't have only government properties in the beginning and then you go again to do the private measurement. So what they have done, sir, all the corners they have captured, sir, and if you see the second last slide, all the marking is done, sir. So, number one, sir, we are ensuring that the government land, like we are doing at the statewide, all lakes we have surveyed, sir, all lakes. So, one is all lakes we are surveying, all roads and other places, irrespective of Naksha or survey, resurvey. So, that is one part. But during, as a part of survey, resurvey and Naksha, so again these properties are marked, ensuring that the government property doesn't go to a private person, number one. So that is what we are ensuring, sir, and we are accordingly updating in our records. Second is, sir, this issue which is more critical is when you have somebody in more than what he has, and somebody he is sitting in a land which is less than what he has in ROR, sir. So that is an issue which we are yet to resolve, sir. We have given draft, so we are just waiting people to accept. In one place the acceptability is around 80-90%. So I think that would give a confidence, sir, because or else the record will continue like as it is only, sir. So with that pilot which we did in Ramnagara district in Karnataka. So that confidence level that yes, 70-80% of what is correct and the remaining 30% which is with a small minor here and there dispute, acceptability level
Are
has
you
gone up
going
to
by the possession finally, or what is that?
No, sir. Possession or ROR, whichever is lesser.
So if someone has slightly more land than ROR, then you are taking away that land. What are you doing?
No, on paper, sir, because that ROR is ultimately the legal
No, but
right
in the
of ownership.
what are you showing?
Map will be showing whatever he has, sir. Then accordingly we will do the alteration. That's what he's saying. After giving notice, we will do the alterations. A bit of
So
alteration.
you will reduce the area in the map.
As per possession, yes, sir.
No, so
No,
possession
you
is,
think possession is more, then we have to reduce it, sir.
Possession will be reduced.
you will alter the boundary
Yes, sir.
on the field also.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the capacity to do that?
Only thing that property will, which we end up with, the
Sir, it's like, sir, I'll tell you, sir.
just have an access.
We have what we call is 8 feet wide walking road. I mean, we call Kaldari, and then we have a cart road, sir. So if somebody has encroached upon, which we have a huge cases. People keep coming that somebody has encroached upon the walk pathway and the cart road to carry his during the season time for carrying his farm produce. So if somebody has encroached upon, we remove it, sir. It's a routine activity, sir. It's a major law and order issue also, and also major relief to the people, sir. If you, I mean, in this,
One methodology I think different people can use it is leave some disputes as disputes. There's no need to resolve 100% disputes. Some states are more conducive to resolving all the disputes in a Gram Sabha or come to a consensus. In some states it might be there. Some states it may not be possible. So leave out, okay, this,
Sir, generally,
this person has an objection. We are not dismissing the objection, but the objection.
people are very comfortable with ROR, sir. And
No, I'm just
if you
saying
convince that you are sitting slightly more than what you have, by and large people agree, sir.
Second issue is about the staffing. Now, you are done one district. Have you learned what is the staffing requirement, and based on your existing staffing, how much can you actually do it at one go, and how much additional staff
Yeah.
Ramnagara was 330 square kilometers, sir. Today, ground truthing is we are at 10,000 square kilometers.
You're doing right.
Yes, sir.
There's a parallel activity.
Sir, apart from this, sir, 41,000 odd of lakes in Karnataka have been marked. The forest revenue boundary is being marked. The deemed forest area of 330,000 is being marked. What government had granted lands over last 3, 4, 5 decades, that is our priority which we are trying to demarcate and see and fix it.
Thank you so much. I think for Karnataka, we keep the benchmark slightly high also. So therefore this, because you're supposed to be leading like Andhra Pradesh on the way. For extra land, sir, I think Assam, he's joined recently, but they have put a formula that if you find that there's extra land on the ground beyond the ROR, the landowner has to pay a particular amount. If the land is less, the government pays.
Even in Karnataka it is there, sir. If it gets landlocked.
No, if it is excess, the government, you pay.
Excess, once we mark it out as excess, and government doesn't have an access to it, all around.
So basically there are 3 types of land, sir, when you do a survey. But one is within a survey number, within 4 boundaries, there is some portion of land. When you put a survey, you have some small lake or some other activity. Lake, of course, we can't grant, but other than lake, there are other government properties which is completely landlocked. So I can't enter without entering in his property, so that we have permitted. Number 2 is what you are saying is something which is adjoining his land, which we are not requiring. So the general provision is there that it can be granted, though it's a very tough, but it can be granted. Third is if it is used for public purpose, we don't grant. Then we mark it, we reserve it for public purpose under the provision of the law.
Thank you so much. I think next presentation is from Rajasthan. They take out the extra land and notifies government land.
Yeah, thank you.
There's another point coming up. Assam gives money and they take up the extra land.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for leading this discussion further. And despite vast geographical diversity and administrative challenges, Rajasthan has made significant progress in land records modernization. Their focused strategies and innovative practices are noteworthy. And may I now request the team of Rajasthan to kindly come forward and share their valuable insights to us. Welcome, sir.
Everybody is expert.
Namaskar, I am Arun Garg, Commissioner Land Settlement Department, Government of Rajasthan, accompanied with Mr. Shashi Jain. He is my fellow officer in the department. Sir, this is bit demographic details. In Rajasthan, we have 41 districts, total 426 tehsils, around 50,000 villages, and as everybody know, we are the biggest state in the country as far as area is concerned. That is around 342,000. We have divided this survey-resurvey activity in 2 phases. In today's presentation, I am focusing only on survey aspect in the rural areas, because for Swamit and Naksha, there had been some other workshops also. So we thought that it is better to concentrate on only survey and resurvey. So I am covering that part only. So we had divided our survey-resurvey activity in 2 parts. In first phase, we had taken 11 out of the then 33 districts, which is around 1/3 of the state. And the second phase, we have taken the rest of the area. Total, we have more than 1 crore khata. Total land parcel is more than 4.5 crore. So I am happy to share that in Rajasthan, other than survey-resurvey, the other component in ROR digitization, map digitization and map georeferencing, we have done more than 99% of the job, and Secretary Sir and government is kind enough to give us incentive also for the same. So now we are focusing more on survey-resurvey, but in the other aspects of ROR digitization, map digitization and map georeference, we have covered almost all the tasks. So this is a brief history of what we have done so far. We received the initial sanction in 2016 for phase 1. We selected 5 vendors and we issued work order in 17. We are using high resolution satellite imagery with DGPS. So we are using 40 centimeter image and because the maps are prepared on the scale of 1:4,000, so we still feel that it is a good option. We got the satellite data from NRSC Hyderabad and ISRO in the year 17-18 for the first phase. The rates on which we have accorded the tender to the vendors is between 10,200 to 18,000. The approved rate of Government of India is 25,500, but still our vendors are with us and they are doing good job in the existing rates which were accorded in 5-6 years back. So we have divided our entire work in 12 milestones. Before 2021, we didn't have any specific guidelines for survey-resurvey work, so we were facing some problems. So based on our experience and gathering from the other states, we issued detailed guideline for survey-resurvey in July 2021. Our mode is that we have vendors team, but each and everything is re-verified by the permanent revenue staff of Government of Rajasthan. So, but we have revenue department as well as survey-resurvey department, but in recent time there was a paucity of staff in settlement department. So government has taken a conscious decision that the Tehsildar and SDO of the revenue department, they have been given power of settlement operations also. So we have a hybrid model, whereas we have our separate settlement teams also, and the revenue teams also performing part of settlement job. So for phase 2, we had issued work order in 21-22. So this is a bit detailed. We started GCP for first phase completely and partly for phase 2. The draft land parcel map based on satellite imagery prepared for all villages of phase 1 district. And in December 2024, we have finally promulgated record of 4 tehsils. So though it took still very long time, but I am happy to share that we could successfully complete the entire exercise in 4 tehsils, and we promulgated the record. And I am happy to say that we didn't receive much objections or concerns from the public, because we were a bit apprehensive when we will promulgate the new record. There may be huge unrest or many questions or concerns from the farmers, but now we can vouch that our exercise is good and we didn't receive much hue and cry or objections or concerns from the field. So right now we are taking work in 46 tehsils and we target to finish in next 3 months, and we wish to complete the all 146 tehsil of phase 1 by March 2026. We have issued tenders for HRSI procurement for phase 2 last month only, and as we received the incentive from Government of India, we have floated the tender to buy 78 rovers, and which we will buy in the next month. This is the brief flow of survey-resurvey, how we do it. We install ground control point, then we get their observation and monumentation. We process the data from DGPS, then we receive the HRSI image. We generate digital elevated model and ortho-rectification of the satellite images. We have our digitized map. We superimpose our existing digitized map on the ortho-rectified satellite image. Then we prepared the draft. We go to the villages. Mandatorily we held Gram Sabha. There we express to the public at large what we have, what we are going to do. Then we do ground truthing for form 4 and 5 on each and every parcel. So our model is that we have HRSI image. We superimpose the old cadastral map. In cases where there is any deviation, we do 100% ground truthing, and if there is no deviation, so we don't find any need to do ground truthing for each and every khasra parcel. Then we prepare the draft record, we invite objections, we do decide the objections, then after finalization, we log the old record, we prepare the new record, then closure notification is issued by the Government of Rajasthan, then we hand over this record to the revenue agency Tehsildar, and it is uploaded on Bhu Naksha and E-Dharti. Before this exercise, we used to issue Jamabandi, which was certified, but maps were not certified and signed by the Revenue Authority. But after this resurvey exercise, now we issue ROR as well as map duly verified and signed by the Revenue Authority. So we have 5 types of GCP. I think the same pattern is followed everywhere. We have iconic, sub-iconic, primary, secondary and tertiary ground control points. One small case study of one Tehsil Uniara which we have just completed. So we had established iconic points on district headquarters, sub-iconic point at each Tehsil headquarters, primary control points on 16 into 16 square kilometer, secondary control points on 4 into 4, say 16 square kilometer, and tertiary control point on every 2 into 2, 4 square kilometer. In Tehsil Uniara, there are 96 villages. The area as per the old ROR was 447.52 square kilometer, and after resurvey, it became 452.87. So we may see that there is about 1% increase in the total area of the Tehsil. We had total 17,066 khatas, and the land parcel was 81,411. But after resurvey, permanent khata, it is 1,22,345. So you may see that there is increase of about 50% in the total number of khasras, whereas the area is increased only 1%. So in passage of time, there were division of land, and we could very much take it on the record that the ground reality, our concept is mirror image. Whatever is at the ground, that should be reflected in the map as well as ROR. So we have tried to reflect the ground reality, and the number of khasras has increased by 50% as compared to the old revenue record. We received total 1,371 objections in the process of resurvey. The total government land which we added is 178 hectares. So if we can see the table underlined, earlier the ROR has 447.52 square kilometer of area. Old map has 453. So there was gap of around 6 kilometer in the old record as well as map. But in the new record, the map and ROR has the same area, and it is very close to the old cadastral map. So the difference between new cadastral map and ROR is 5.35 square kilometer, and difference between the old and new map is only 0.16 square kilometer. This is one thing which I would like to highlight. We are creating this digital elevated model and contour map of Uniara Tehsil. So this may not be of much use for the revenue record is concerned, but this record is very much used by the other department like Eastern Canal Project, laying of the various line by the Electricity Department, National Highway. So many engineering department are taking this data from us, and from their point of view, they say that it is a very good source of data for them for their planning and their execution of work. So this is an example of the one village, Gumanpura, in the same Tehsil. So we prepare the map in our lab, we superimpose the old cadastral map, then we go to the ground, we do the traversing, and we finalize the village boundary. So in this, the Jamamandi or ROR area was 187.83 hectare, and the map was 188.3067 hectare, and finally it revealed that it is 190.2743 hectare. So we had fixed 3 parameters for difference in village boundaries. So out of 96, in 84 villages, the difference was less than 2%. So it is approved at the ground level only by the local authorities. If it is 2 to 5%, then they have to seek the approval from the subdivisional officer. And if it is more than 5%, then it has to be approved by the district collector. So we received 1,371 objections. Out of these, 723 were regarding the area, 59 were regarding the land class, 461 regarding the shape, and rest 121 regarding the data entry and others. So we heard each and every objection, decided logically, recorded the decision, and finally we have finalized the record. Here is one example. We do compare the area of the nearby Khasra also, and in this case it was found that the owner of Khasra number 5310 had less possession on the site, whereas the owner of 5264 had more possessions. So we created a new number 5265, and which was given to owner of the 5310. So now the owner of 5310 plus 5265, he has the actual area what he had in the ROR, and the owner of 5264 who had the excess area in comparison to earlier ROR, that has been reduced, and now his area as per ROR and map both are same. So in total tehsil, in 4,744 cases we found deviation. Total khata, as I mentioned, that we had now 1,22,345 khasras. So Khasra in which the land was reduced is 34,000. Khasra in which land is partially increased is 83,000, and Khasra with no difference was 5,066. But in no case, in no village, the government land cannot be reduced. So what is the outcome? Now the map prepared for the tehsil, it is seamless, it has no overlapping, it has no gaps. So definitely at the village boundaries and other places where we used to feel problem during the measurement of the area or boundary disputes, so hopefully after promulgation of this new record, these problems will not be there. So after promulgation by the government, we upload on the Bhunaksha and E-Dharti portal. So now anybody can download the map as well as ROR, and that too after due signature. Now we are in the process of developing a web portal. Earlier we had issued the parcha notices, we received the objections, decided the objections and decisions all manually, but now we are in the final stage of developing a web portal where everything will be done online, so it will be more transparent and the record can be preserved for posterity and people will have more faith in the process. Here are some salient features bit on cost of repetition, that we are using 40 centimeter high resolution satellite imagery. We are creating digital elevated model of 1 meter and contours of 1.2 meter, which are useful for the department like watershed, water resources, etc. We have issued detailed guideline. Final record prepared keeping in view the ground reality and old ROR. So in our case, though there are sometimes demand to take care of the old map also, but as Secretary Sir rightly mentioned, we have to decide 2 out of 3. So we have consciously decided that we will go with the old ROR and the ground reality. We use the old cadastral map only for reference, but for decision purpose, old ROR is compared to the ground reality. As I mentioned that there was lack of staff in settlement department, so now we have authorized Tesla and SDOs to do settlement operation as well as in addition to the settlement staff. We have quality control measures in every activity. We do organize public awareness camps, and that is why after promulgation of record, we don't find much hue and cry from the field. We regularly get directions from Joint Secretary Sir and Secretary Sir, and Sir, as you directed, now we are contemplating that in peri-urban area, we are not able to create the urban record with the revenue record, so we are contemplating whether can we supplement the HRSA image in peri-urban area by drone flying. Because in peri-urban area, we create only just one polygon of the entire Abadi, and we don't go in further detail. So the revenue record doesn't reflect the ground reality of the peri-urban area. So we are contemplating that we don't flying only in the peri-urban area. So in peri-urban area also, the ground reality can be reflected in the revenue record. As far as staff is concerned, sir, we know that we lack manpower. We had a VC with Kerala people 2-3 days ago regarding their portal and other issues. So they have engaged 3,500 surveyor and helpers for this purpose. And Rajasthan being a bigger state, so we do understand that we need to enhance our manpower, and definitely we have moved ahead in this regard, sir. Thank you from my.
Thank you so much, This is a model of you can use just the SSI image to do it work. So you're not like question from DOLA to the states. It will also be question to the states, but in a take on the Kataria Sahib, who is a great follower of drone imagery, is also going to.
ये गर्ग साहब जो आप बता रहे थे अभी 2% 5% का डिफरेंस है, ये आपके जो रेवेन्यू एक्ट है उसमें ये कौन डिसाइड करता है? ये लिटिगेशन में नहीं जाएगा ये अगर आप 2% 5% या 5 से ज़्यादा करेंगे, करेक्शन में जब जाएंगे तो आप, तो इज इट नॉट गोइंग टू हैव लिटिगेशन, आई मीन रेवेन्यू साइड लिटिगेशन, या और आपको कैसे उसको रिजॉल्व करते हो? हु इज रिजॉल्विंग दैट?
सर जो 2% तक जो डिफरेंस है सर, वो तो लोकल जो अथॉरिटी है वो ही फाइनल करते हैं. ये जो डिफरेंस है सर वो विलेज बाउंड्री का है, और हमने इसकी जो गाइडलाइन है सर वो ड्यूली अप्रूव कराई हुई है, मतलब मिनिस्टर एंड कैबिनेट से सर. सो मतलब वी हैव द सफिशिएंट लीगल फ्रेमवर्क टू डू दिस.
अच्छा, आप ये विलेज बाउंड्री के बाद जब आप इंडिविजुअल फार्मर्स पे जाते हो, वो निकाला आपने कुछ डिफरेंस?
हाँ, इंडिविजुअल फार्मर्स में सर आरओआर और मौके पे पोजीशन विच एवर इज लेस. तो यदि कोई आदमी का आरओआर में से 1 हेक्टेयर है और मौके पे 1.01 हेक्टेयर है, तो पड़ोस वाले का यदि 0.9 है तब तो हम उसको पूरा करके दे देंगे. लेकिन यदि पड़ोस का सबका पूरा हो रहा है और उसका एक्सेस है, तो उसको सर हम गवर्नमेंट लैंड डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं. अभी एक पॉलिसी बनाने के प्रोसेस में जरूर है, क्योंकि ऐसी जो गवर्नमेंट लैंड हम डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं वो बहुत कम एरिया होता है, तो उसको ऑन कॉस्ट उसी फार्मर को देने के लिए एक पॉलिसी हम बना रहे हैं सर. अभी
तो आपने कुछ एक्ट में अमेंडमेंट किया इसके लिए?
सर वो गाइडलाइंस इशू किए सर, एज सच एक्ट में अमेंडमेंट तो नहीं किया.
बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर चेंजिंग समबडीज राइट ऑफ ओनरशिप ऑन आरओआर, सो बाय पॉलिसी इट इज
सर जो जहां तक मेरी जानकारी है, हमारा जो लैंड रेवेन्यू एक्ट है सर, उसमें सर्वे ऑपरेशन में क्या क्या किया जा सकता है वो बहुत अच्छी तरह एन्यूमरेट किया हुआ है सर, और उसमें एरिया कम करने का अधिकार भी है. उसकी डिटेलिंग हमने गाइडलाइन बना के वो हमने कैबिनेट से अप्रूव कराई हुई है सर.
Yeah, one would, so this is a different methodology where you do not focus on subdivision work at all. Also, the reason being that Rajasthan Survey and Settlement Department has traditionally been separate from revenue staff. So that vertical divide was quite complete, and subdivision probably is a work of revenue department. So that's why survey settlement never took that issue into account. And also joint holdings are aplenty in Rajasthan. So a part of the problem gets resolved by this. But then after making this map, you need a simplified and a faster process to do the subdivision, because that leads to large number of disputes, and selling of properties becomes very difficult without subdivision. You can't sell it. So all those type of problems take place. So survey director obviously is not concerned with that. But any state which is trying to do that need to decide that the present revenue court process, which is worse than the judicial court process, needs to be... Yeah, but needs to be modified. And how do you bring a faster process for subdivision when the parties don't really have a major dispute among themselves? But once you engage a lawyer, some dispute obviously would come. So they would file an objection, and the process of subdivision never takes place. So when you do a survey, you can do a Andhra style, doing a subdivision also along with that, or you can do Rajasthan style, not touching the subdivision, but then modifying the mutation process, subdivision process to make it faster as a separate track.
सर इसमें मेरा सबमिशन है, जैसा आपने फरमाया था सर, हमारे सर्वे ऑपरेशन में भी ये व्यवस्था हमने दी थी कि मौके पर ही सहमति बंटवारे किए जा सकते हैं, लेकिन ये बात सही है कि अभी तक जो काम हुआ उसमें स्पीड के कारण ये इसको प्रायोरिटाइज नहीं किया गया, इसलिए बहुत ही नेग्लिजिबल सहमति बंटवारे हुए। लेकिन सर बीच में जो इंसेंटिव के लिए भी ड्राइव चला था, आपसे भी हमको डायरेक्शन मिले थे, तो ये हमने पाया कि 40% हमारे अकाउंट होल्डर ही सिंगल है, बाकी 60% में 2 और मोर अकाउंट होल्डर हैं। तो सर गवर्नमेंट ने इसको टेकअप किया है। रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट इंडिपेंडेंटली भी एक अभियान चला रहा है सर, जिसमें अगेन सहमति बंटवारे हम करेंगे। और सर्वे रिसर्वे जो अब हम टेकअप कर रहे हैं उसमें हमने डायरेक्शन इशू किए हैं कि केवल रिकॉर्ड ठीक नहीं करना है, एज फार एज पॉसिबल बंटवारे भी करने हैं। जो मेन प्रॉब्लम आ रही है सर वो ये है कि सहमति बंटवारे के लिए सभी को टेनेंट की पर्सनल प्रेजेंस की आवश्यकता होती है, और चूंकि हमारे यहाँ सक्सेशन में लड़कियों को भी अधिकार मिलता है, वो शादियों की दूसरी जगह चली जाती है, कैंप के समय मौके पर सब लोग उपस्थित नहीं मिल पाते हैं, वो सबसे बड़ा इम्पेडिमेंट है सर, जिस कारण से अभी तक भी हम बहुत ज्यादा सहमति बंटवारे सिंगल ओनरशिप
लड़की को देना भी नहीं होता है।
लेकिन सर वो रिकॉर्ड में, बिकॉज या तो वो आके अपनी रिलीज डीड, एलिंग्विश डीड,
चलिए कोई बात नहीं, I think that's okay. The other problem with Rajasthan still encounters is they really don't know how much staff they require. Like most of the states, the work study has not really been done as to how much staff you really require to do this. So when you do a 4 tehsils, they took 5 years or 4 years or something. Now when they want to do the whole state, what is the staffing required? And when you outsource a lot of activities to private vendors, that they would carry out these activities, private vendors are taking contract at whatever prices they are taking, and they are not deploying the staff. So when you award the work, one needs to take care as to how much staff they need to deploy. Even in this Naksha program, we are realizing that the vendors, not every vendor has adequate staff, and in the work orders we didn't specify that you should have this much of staff and all. Similarly, Rajasthan is awarding all this work without really specifying how much staff they should have. So instead of a work which requires 10 people, they are probably deploying 2 people and dragging on the work, because they have taken the work at a very whatever costing. And so work study and also ensuring that the vendor deploys adequate staff are very critical as to how much work you can actually do, how much staff you have, how much phasing of staff you do. So Bihar, after all aircraft flying, then they went on staff recruitment. They hired 10,000 people on contract. But that process took 3-4 years, and everything else was put on hold. They didn't have any staff to do the work. So staffing and planning for that is in a resurvey is very, very important.
Even training is also most important. You buy the equipment and you don't know how to use it.
Okay, thank you, Garg sir. Thank you, Garg sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to invite Andhra Pradesh, a state that has taken proactive and technology-driven steps and implementing survey, resurvey, known for its structured planning and citizen-centric approach. And one more thing, this is the initiation from Andhra Pradesh doing this research in such a way. Andhra Pradesh has emerged as one of the first front runners in land record modernization. May I now invite the delegates from Andhra Pradesh to kindly come forward and share their experiences, who has established this new technology with his own hands. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
first of all. Good morning to all. We are very happy to see you all in Andhra Pradesh. I would like to share the experience of Andhra Pradesh. More administrative, less technical. Why? Because always whenever we are conducting resurvey or Naksha, Swamitva, we used to think of technicalities. But as administrators, we must understand the conflicts in the procedure. Don't think of technicalities. Anyway, like a mobile, if mobile is there, we don't think of what chips are inside. We think of how to use it. Similarly, technologies are there, we can use it. We give trainings to the staff, they use it. But the point is, as administrators, we need to think of administrative, executive things. So I would like to share in administrative prospect. First of all, whenever we conduct a grievance day at village level or mandal level or district level, we receive number of issues from the public. When we analyze that, we found that 70 to 75% are from revenue department, land issues. Means entire state is suffering from land issues. We need to understand that. When we analyze the number of cases in civil courts, high courts, supreme courts, 67% are from land issues, civil disputes. And you know, revenue courts are also there. Around 20 to 30 years cases are more than 30% in all courts. Each case is taking 20 to 30 years. Out of these 67%, why 30 to 40% cases are taking these many years to resolve? Each case is one land parcel issue. Why we are taking this much complication? Why we are not able to solve these issues? As administrators, as state, why we failed? After these many years, after this much of technology, why we failed? Where we failed? When I started this in 2018, I found that everybody wants to escape from the issue basically. When they are supposed to solve the issue, wherever the small issues are, they are able to solve those. Where the issues are big, they try to postpone the cases. That's why these issues are taking years together. So what is the solution? What is the ultimate solution? If these land issues are like diseases, who is the doctor for that? Some issues can be solved by a dolo. Some issues need, some chronic diseases need permanent operation. Only few cases are posing to courts, only few cases are posing to the administration. Many cases, many issues are there in the field. We are ignoring those issues, we are not touching those issues. So, the ultimate solution is golden record. When we buy a mobile, we are not thinking of anything else. Pay, get. But when you buy a land, parcel of land, piece of land, there are inherited land issues are there. Your title is not permanent, your title is presumptive. Even though I have seen so many IAS officers, IPS officers, so-called creamy layer officers are also suffering after buying a piece of land. We are not able to give guarantee to a seller or buyer. So the golden record is nothing but the ultimate solution for land issues. So how to see this golden record? The basic thing is, when a land issue is there, what we see during resurvey also, the problem is, if extent variation is there, how to solve that? That's the major issue. When we don't know the solution, we'll try to escape. But you must solve at one point of time. So, if extent variation is there, there are acts and rules. If we know it, we can sort out it. First thing is survey. Position. If position is perfect, first step is perfect. The second one is ROR, record of rights maintaining by the administration. Even though if these two are same, but the owner might be not the exact owner. Some other day, some other person may file a case against this issue. So you need to see legacy data. So golden record, or if you want success in Naksha or Swamitva or resurvey of agriculture lands, you must ensure these three things should be equal. So one is position. You must ensure if you have a piece of land, you must ensure you are in position for that much extent. And the same must be reflected in the ROR record. Whatever it may be called, Adangal, Tippan, Pahani, whatever it might be. Even though these two are equal, you must check the another one is legacy data from registration department. So each survey or land issue is including of three departments, basically revenue, survey and registration department. So if you ensure these three things, you are able to solve those land records, land issues. For this, you need three things from the system. One is political support. Unless government supports you to start resurvey, supports you to execute the things, it is very difficult. Similarly, if executive, the head of the department is not interested, not having sufficient knowledge or not supportive, it's also a problem. And finally, public consent. The end user, ultimate user, if they don't support you, if they don't understand you, if they don't understand your concepts, it's very difficult and it will be failure. So again, one more golden rule is you need to check these three things: government support, administrative support, as well as public support, executive support. So we have given SOP for each and everything, and we try to inculcate the trainings or knowledge to all the staff. And luckily we got 10,500 surveyors recruitment in the state, and we bought all the new technology. And just now we have heard the other presentations. Actually, there is no need of drones. There is no need of any high resolution imaginaries. When you go to survey the field, I would like to tell you one thing. The basic concept of resurvey is to confirm the position. Remaining you can keep pending, no issue with that. You can write it is under dispute in the remarks, no issue. Don't think of issues. Your duty is to measure the land and finding the position. Don't think of land issues, civil issues, so that. Write it as it is. It's civil dispute. We are not worrying about anything else. Our duty is to fix the coordinates of the position. If you see this resurvey as the measuring of extents, it is so easy to you. Don't worry about the land civil disputes. Write it as it is. We have a problem like Sada Bainama, we call it. Like white paper transactions are there. As per Stamps and Registration Act, every transaction or agreement should be registered. But many people, because of their poorness or different reasons, they use it to buy on white paper without agreement, without registration. So what we need to do? We need to maintain as per Act the old name only, even though NJR is different. Our duty is record the same. This fellow is in the record, this fellow is in the enjoyment remarks, this is under Sada Bainama. It's not our duty to finalize. Revenue has limited powers. Title issue is dealt by the civil courts. It's not your job. So it is easy to us. You can issue endorsement on that. Apart from that, when we touch the field, it is so easy. When you have the latest knowledge, we are studying in 10th class at x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4, coordinates are there. We know the formula for finding the measurement of that extent. The same applicable to all the lands. So this is so simple act, simple procedure. We don't want to think, earlier we used chain and cross tab. There is much technology in that. You need to study engineering process. Now there is no such complications are there. It is so simple now. Just go collect with your rover all the coordinates, get the measurement from the computer, put it in the system. It will give the LPM size extent, accurate extent. It will give. You don't want to measure. There is no ambiguity. Nobody can misplace, miswrite. No such issues are there. So it is very easy to do resurvey if we know all the basic issues. So with this background, I would like to start through a video. Can you? Video is there. So we have less time, that's why I am quite hurried to...
2.0. After assumption of the office, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh Sri Nara Chandra Babu Naidu has reviewed the AP Resurvey project and issued directions to continue resurvey, keeping in view the satisfaction of Project 2.0. After assumption of the office, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh Sri Nara Chandra Babu Naidu has reviewed the AP Resurvey project and issued directions to continue resurvey, keeping in view the satisfaction of landowners as the primary goal. Accordingly, the government has completely revamped the land resurvey system and reinitiated it under a new policy. For resurvey of a village, the Commissioner, Survey Settlements will issue Section 5 notification under AP Survey and Boundaries Act. Once the drone fly is completed in the village, an auto-rectified image of the village is prepared. This image is verified for 10 cm resolution quality by the Central Quality Check Lab and then approved. Awareness about the resurvey is created in the village through public announcement like tom-tom and rallies. A village-level meeting will be conducted by the RDO to educate people on the benefits of the resurvey. A communication team is set up in each village to inform landowners through phone calls, WhatsApp groups and messages about the survey schedule and notices. Additionally, state-level and district-level helplines are provided to resolve their queries promptly. Each village is divided into 250-acre blocks. For each block, a resurvey team comprising 2 village surveyors, 1 VRO and 1 VRA is deployed. The land is surveyed thoroughly by using rovers. Initially, village boundaries and block boundaries are determined. Government lands are surveyed, encroachments if any are identified and protected. Field purification of land records is carried out, mutations if any are identified and updated in Webland 1. Then, resurvey of private lands is conducted. If any landowner is unable to attend the survey, they are given 2 more opportunities. During ground truthing, each land parcel is surveyed using a rover. Relevant documents and passbooks are carefully verified. The data is vectorized using QGIS software to generate land parcel maps. Then ground validation is conducted and landowners are informed of their land extent through a Section 9(2) notice. If there are any objections, the landowner can appeal within 21 days to the Mandal Mobile Magistrate team under Section 11(1). The resurvey deputy Tahsildar will then resolve the land dispute and issue speaking orders immediately. This data is updated in the draft records and draft land register. A draft land register is generated and approved by the joint collector. Then Assistant Director Survey publishes the 13th notification. This DLR is notified as the draft records of rights and a village meeting is held to inform all landowners. If there are any objections, they can appeal within 15 days. These appeals are resolved within 30 days and the final records of rights is published. Finally, land passbooks with the official government seal are issued to landowners. The complete satisfaction of landowners is the primary objective of the government.
I hope what's going on in Andhra Pradesh is, at nutshell, you have seen. The revised, refined resurvey process is shown in the video, and I will go through the presentation now. So, state profile. So we have 17,564 villages of 1.26 lakh square kilometer area, and we have 10,185 village surveyors as of now on the field. We have established 70 car stations across the state, and we bought 22 drones on our own, and we engaged private agencies also. And rovers, we have 3,640 rovers on hand as of now. And you know all these things, the technology behind the project is cars and drones we used for maps as well. Wherever network is not there, we used DGPS, the original or old system of technology. And aircraft we used for maps, ORIs, and then we are using rovers. So anyway, this is the same for almost all the states as per Survey and Boundary Act. So section 5, there is notification that we are going to do resurvey in the particular village. After that, drone fly of ORI and quality check. Then we'll go for printing of ORI, formation of blocks and deployment of teams. That's what the new thing we added in 2.0 is. Earlier we consider entire village as one block. Now we made it into simple blocks, ensuring the satisfaction of the individuals. Now each team is having only 200 acres or 250 acres. Within these 200 or 250 acres, they will ensure, VRO will ensure ROR. I told you the golden rule. This VRO will ensure ROR is right or not. Surveyor will ensure position is right or not within his small block. So he may receive around 80 to 100 farmers. Each team is targeted to 100 farmers. So it is easy for them to verify and talk to each and everyone, and they can get satisfaction. Now the satisfaction level is abnormally increased when compared to the earlier two phases. Now the satisfaction level is abnormally increased. We added time. If we issue a notice to attend the survey, earlier many employees are there, they are not able to attend on your date. So we added to give one more notice now. If they fail to attend second, we are giving third notice also. And if they fail to attend on the third notice, if somebody is there outside the country, we are allowing them to see through WhatsApp video call also. So we are ensuring that they are attending to their field survey. And the most important part is we added in the 2.0 is rallies. Earlier the major complaint is we don't know that you have conducted resurvey in our village. Now nobody can question that. Entire village is having knowledge that resurvey is going on in their village. So we are conducting rallies in all the streets of the small village even, and also Grama Sabha, the village meeting, is using for creating awareness and general conflicts. General issues, land issues, what court says, what act says, so that they can understand. if the extent varies, if he has 2 acres and having measurement only 1.90 cents, 1 acre 90 cents, the 10 cents, what Act says regarding this gap of 10 cents. So we explained during the Gram Sabha. So the major point is when you start a village, you have to follow whole to part. There is a basic survey principle. I told you golden rule is one principle and this whole to part is the another principle. You have to measure entire village boundary first, then only you have to go for the next. Regarding Naksha also, you need to survey the Abadi first and then go for the government lands. I tell you why you need to start with government lands. So we are doing village boundary first and then block boundary and third government lands to safeguard the government lands and finally private lands. Government interest is to protect water ponds, lakes or hills, objectionable paramboks. So you need to do government lands first and then go to private. So again after fixing this survey part, parallelly revenue part, second level. Revenue part is also doing parallelly on the field as well as at the village secretariat. And then ground truthing by measuring each and every point as per the farmers finalization agreement with the Sivai Jemedas, means neighbor farmers. They will come to consensus that this is the point of bound. Their bund points are finalized. So we will take measurements from that and we will do vectorization in the office of those points. And then this shape file will come and LPM number will come. We will compare the old FMB field measurement book to new LPM. We check the variations and LPM data entry, submission to Tahsildar, then approval of DLR. The record will be given to the public, 92 notices showing that this is your new measurement and this is the new owner as per our record, so that they can understand and they can file, no, he is not the owner, I am the owner and my extent varies, I don't agree with your measurement. Like that they can file appeals. So after the one more point from Andhra Pradesh is we appointed mobile magistrates without disturbing the regular administration. For each tahsil we appointed one mobile magistrate. He will take care of all these disputes. He is exclusively meant for this. His full duty is only resurvey. So he can spare time and solve these appeals. So that publication of 13 notification, draft ROR. Welcome to Honorable Ministers.
Welcome, sir. We have been waiting for your arrival and it's a great occasion that you made this lightning. Honorable Minister, Honorable Union Minister of State for Rural Development and Communications, Government of India, Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemmasani. Welcome you, sir. Likewise, Honorable Minister for Revenue, Registrations and Stamps, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Anagani Satyaprasad Garu, and Honorable Member of Legislative Assembly, Pratipadu, Sri B. Ramanjaneel Garu, and you are welcome, sir. And it's a great occasion that we are celebrating here. Welcome, sir. Let's continue this.
So, this is the old cadastral village map and now with the LPMs, coordinates, longitude, latitudes. So this is Abadi village within the total survey revenue village. This is the Abadi. And we are giving this Patadar passbooks now with QR code. So if we click with the scanner, we can find the extents LPM numbers along with the maps also, and you can get the navigation to that field also. Earlier, if somebody sold some survey numbers in his passbook, unless he get it corrected, it is very difficult to buy that land. Now, even though it is there on printing, when you click the QR code, you get the latest record online. If somebody sold, that is reflecting in the online. And that passbook is having 12 security features, including this QR code, so that nobody can be cheated. So this is a correlation maps. And this 28 column land record we are updating now. This is the new record. Earlier different types of land records were there. We minimized, we updated, and now we reduced earlier 36 to 28 now. So this is the technology what we discussed earlier. IT, we are using the best IT, and we are having land records in digitization mode. So the progress in the state, resurvey completed in 6,901 villages, and another 9,900 villages are on hand. Extent completed 35,000 square kilometers, and land parcel generated 81 lakhs. Subdivisions, 15 lakh subdivisions were updated. Means earlier each land buyer or by succession, if they get some land, they need to go to surveyor, and they have to get it updated. They need to get subdivision. But many people, by knowing or unknowingly, they have not done. Now at free of cost, government is doing these subdivisions. And we have solved 86,000 land disputes. This is the major benefit to the land owners. The ultimate goal is to sort out the issues of land. So this is one of the biggest benefit apart from so many others. So I would like to share one village experience so that you can understand the technical changes or issues behind this and the outcome also. This is one village from Krishna district, Pedapulipaka, border of Krishna river. So this village is having 2,395 acres revenue village. So total government survey number 78. And 1,100 acres are there with the government. Khatadars 1,021. So when we see the analysis, this is quite interesting. What is the outcome of the village? So earlier, total village extent as per old FMB, previous manual resurvey, it was 2,395 acres. Now it reduced to 2,373. Similarly, many land farmers' extent must be vary. So here you can see the magic of that. Earlier survey says 2,395 acres. Revenue record says, village map says 2,398 acres. Adangal revenue record says 2,397 acres. See, our records, we ourselves contradicting to each and every record. This was existing. Now we updated with the accurate. Now no more changes, no more deviations. Why? Because we are taking area of the LPM from the system, and that extent will reflect in revenue record. So no manual changes, no small deviations in the extent. In future, this record will be the golden record. So when it comes to the total subdivisions, earlier 1,078 and now it becomes 1,023. I would like to say, earlier during 100 years back resurvey, it was only 150 survey numbers. Only 150 survey numbers. After all these 100 years, after so many transactions, when we see 1,078 subdivisions were made. And when we measure with the latest technology, the total LPMs came to 1,023. when subdivisions are more than the existing LPMs, what is the reason? We analyzed. So, each survey subdivision is allotted to a separate LPM. 280 subdivisions of 350 acres converted to house sites. That is the reason. By default, I told you, the subdivisions must be not updated. So, LPMs must be higher than the subdivisions on the field. But it is showing less. Why? Because many lands are converted. This is showing urbanization. So, urban lands are not covered under agriculture land records. So, the change, 280 subdivisions are added to the number. And total land parcels, individual survey numbers plus subdivisions in the survey numbers, when we see 1023, the same record you can see. Due to deletion of non-agriculture lands, it is there. So total entries as per webland 1634, and it is 1057 now. 14 parcels with 48 joint LPMs. This is one of the important tasks. Joint LPMs, where the extent varies between the brothers or the neighbors. What we need to do? I told you. So if 2 acres is with the X and 2 acres is with Y, or if they are brothers, they got from their father. But when we measure 4 acre 20 cents with elder one and 1 acre 90 cents with the younger one. So what we need to do in those cases? These are the major issues. So basically, as per Resurvey or Survey and Boundary Act, what you need to do is, it's so simple. Let us check the revenue record. It shows that they got from their father. So equally shared, 2 acres, 2 acres. But field shows that 2 acres 20 cents with one and 1 acre 90 cents with another one. So how to sort out? We have to explain that. That's why village meeting, Gram Sabha must be there. You need to explain in advance. You have to explain that, see, you have ownership of 2 acres only. You encroached or grabbed 20 cents from your brother. You need to evict. You need to explain as the officer. Arbitration. If he agrees, well and good, let us find the new boundary, dividing 2 acres, 2 acres, give it. If they don't agree, what is the solution before us? One is explaining the consequences. If you don't agree, you have to go to civil court. It's not the revenue work. It's not your revenue job to sort out those issues. Only you can explain. So, for that 20 cents, you encroached. It will come under Land Grabbing Act. You have to face the consequences. You will go to jail. Minimum 5 years jail, or in some states it is 14 years also. We need to explain the consequences. Even then some persons are there, those who are so strong in the field, they can tell that I don't want to evict these 20 cents. I am enjoying for the last 10 years. So what will you do? So simply you make 3 parts. One is 2 acres as per enjoyment and 1 acre 90 cents as per enjoyment. The gap of 10 cents or 20 cents, make it third LPM. Make it under dispute, give it 2 acres to 1 acre 90 cents as per enjoyment, as per revenue record. This is one solution. If you want to escape from the solution, you can say just go to civil court, then write it as it is. If you want to do some help to the individuals, make it 3. Give clear title wherever they have enjoyment and create the under 10 cents dispute and ask them to go to civil court and sort out. So wherever those two are not agreed, so you have to do, if extent is more than 5 cents, 10 cents, they don't agree. Then you have to do only one thing, that you have to create a joint LPM of 4 acres. And you ask them to sit right with civil court, come with solution, come with order, will enter the same as it is as per the court order in the revenue records. That is the solution. So joint LPM is the major issue, as Secretary Sir and Joint Secretary Sir told. In many states, joint LPMs are more than the average land holdings. So here we found extent of endowment lands 19 acres 91 cents 100 years back, and now 19 acres 712 cents. When work plans measured, it is 22.22 and 22.436, and average extent of land holding is 2.22. The size of that village, average one farmer is having on an average of 2.22, and now it is 2.32. And this is quite interesting. I told you we are making village as the blocks to make landowner happy, to reach each and every landowner. So when we measure block wise, the extent variation is, you can see the difference, very, very minimal, plus 0.202. For this much of 329 acres, you have 0.2 cents, very, very minimal. It's accurate. 100 years back also they measured wonderfully, so it is matching there. And when it comes to the next blocks, you can see minus 0. It is less. And the third one is also less, very minimal, 0 point something. The same. Only sixth block you see, difference is 16 acres. 16 acres difference. So why? Because that is river, adjacent to the river. They have not measured some extent. Over a period of time, the land is reduced or added. That is the reason. The extent varies in that particular block. So extent variations in patta lands. This is quite interesting. This is the ultimate target of any administrator, any state. Number of variations in the field when we measure 100 years back to present, or the extents on the field and extent claimed by the owner. The difference, 42% variations are there. We need to accept it. This is the truth. So we need to convince the landowners that 42% of variations are there. And increases or decreases of extent below 1 cent, which is acceptable by many people in rural area. It is 14%. And 2 cents variation, 1 to 3 cents variation, 15%. Increase of extents, 3 to 5 cents, 4%. And similarly, 5 cents you see, 11% records are varied. Extent variation of 5 cents and more. There you need to guide them. There you need to explain the rules, acts, civil codes. What happens if you go to a court? If you don't compromise each other, you have to pay the same to somewhere else to sort out your issue. Similarly, decrease of extents more than 5 cents also there, 11%. So the ultimate solution is only compromise. That's why even though public are having some aggressive nature in some villages, we need to have number of consultative process in advance, having 2-3 meetings, and we need to explain the consequences. If you go to a civil court, what happens? If you wait for joint LPM resolution, it will take years together. Earlier in first 2 phases, we have seen 71 lakh joint LPMs. Now in Resurvey 2.0, we found that it is very minimal. Why? Because they understood from the others, if you wait for solution, it will take years together. So let us compromise, close this issue here itself. So now majority people are accepting the conflict resolutions. Creating awareness for increased, these ultimate conclusions from the Resurvey of Andhra Pradesh. One is effective participation. Unless landowner comes to the field and show the boundaries, it will be a problem to the surveyors as well as the executors. And also creating awareness. This is a major complaint from the landowners, I told you. They have done resurvey without our consensus. They have done survey on their own. They have done by sitting in the office itself. You need to send the surveyor to each and every field for the satisfaction of the landowner. Even though you have ORI map having coordinates, you can remap into ORI map. It is easy to conclude the things. You have ORI maps, technology, everything is there. That's not matter. Ultimate matters is satisfaction of the landowner. So you need to touch each and every bund in the village. So you need to create awareness. We are giving pamphlets. We are giving wide publicity whenever we are doing resurvey. I told you regarding notices. Earlier only one notices were given. Now we are giving 3 notices plus. So improving awareness and addressing disputes, we have discussed. This 5% allowance is one more thing. Survey and Boundary Act says 5% allowance means if 1 acre is there, plus or minus 5 acres during survey is allowed. That is right. We have to explain that act also. That will create solution for the conflicts. And I told you regarding golden record rule. So dedicated mobile magistrate is one of the best solution to conclude a resurvey success. So this is the experience sharing from Andhra Pradesh under the guidance of Honorable Chief Minister and Revenue Minister. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Prabhakar. I think we'll keep the questions reserved for after the village visit. So tomorrow morning, after visiting the villages today, when you have a lot of questions for Andhra Pradesh, tomorrow morning when we'll start, we'll put Prabhakar on the stage and you can ask all the questions to him, not to us. Thank you so much, Prabhakar. We'll now go to the inaugural session.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, sir. Now, let us start our program. Today, our honorable guests are here, and we have been awaiting this wonderful moment to invite our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Union Minister of State for Rural Development and Communication, Government of India, Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemmasani Garu, to be on the dais. Please welcome. So let us join hands together to welcome him onto the dais to grace this occasion. And I request Sri Anagani Satyaprasad Garu, Honorable Minister for Revenue, Registrations and Stamps, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Let's invite him. I take this privilege to invite him onto the dais. Let us join hands together to welcome him. Welcome, sir. And I request and I invite Secretary to Government of India, DOLR GOI, Sri Manoj Joshi Garu. Please welcome. Welcome, and let us join hands together, sir. We are just offering bouquets also. And I invite Special Chief Secretary and CCLA, Revenue Government of Andhra Pradesh, Srimati G. Jayalakshmi Garu, IAS, onto the dais. Let us join hands and let us celebrate this occasion that we are just witnessing this wonderful people on the dais. And I invite Sri Kunal Satyarthi Garu, Joint Secretary, DOLR, Government of Andhra Pradesh, onto the dais. And I request Sri N. Prabhakar Reddy Garu, IAS, Additional CCA and Director, Survey Settlements and Land Records, Government of Andhra Pradesh, onto the dais. Welcome, sir. Shall I? So, I take this privilege to invite our Honorable MLA Garu, Pratipadu, Sri B. Ramanjaneel Garu, onto the dais. Let's welcome him with a great round of applause. Welcome, sir. So welcome. As a token of love, just we are providing you and we are honoring you with a beautiful flower bouquets. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Let us join hands together to express our happiness. Welcome, sir. this is a really meaningful occasion that we are going to have the ideas and the technology and the latest developments also to be exchanged here. And let us start this program formally with the lighting of the lamp, sir. Please, I request all the dignitaries to participate in that lighting of the lamp, which is a formal and which shows our tradition of India. I request all the dignitaries to participate in that. Respected Honorable Union Minister of State for Rural Development and Communications, Government of India, Sri Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemmasani Garu, with his divine hands he is starting that. Lighting a lamp signifies the dispelling of darkness and the awakening of knowledge. It is a symbol of purity, prosperity and auspicious beginning. To mark the beginning of our workshop on survey, resurvey under DILRMP, we now invite our esteemed dignitaries with their hands and divine hands. They are starting this. And let us join hands together on this beautiful and auspicious occasion to celebrate. Thank you so much, sir. Now let us continue this program with the welcome address by Dr. N. Prabhakar Reddy Garu, Additional CCA and Director Survey, Settlements and Land Records, Andhra Pradesh. Welcome, sir.
It's a privilege to invite our Honorable Minister Pemmasani Chandrasekhar Garu, who caused a lot of support to the resurvey program in the state. And I invite Honorable Revenue Minister Sri Anagan Garu, who is supporting continuously the resurvey project. And I invite Sri Manohar Joshi Garu, Secretary DOLR, who started this Naksha and Swamitva in a big way. And I invite Sri Ramanjanayil Garu, Honorable MLA, who is so knowledgeable and supported to the system. And Honorable JS Garu and our Special Chief Secretary, Srimati J. Lakshmi Garu, who is leading the resurvey project in the state. This resurvey from Andhra Pradesh to entire country will make dispute-free lands to the landowners, and the support from the central government is abnormal. Earlier only project-based, development-based schemes were there. First time we have seen the support to the land administration to upgrade the technology. They are supporting, they are giving incentives to the states, they are encouraging, even though land is state subject. It's really great. And I thank the Government of India, DOLR, to make this resurvey of urban, rural, agriculture, all lands. So with this, welcome once again all the dignitaries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I take my privilege to invite Shri Kunal Satyardhi, Joint Secretary, LR and Department of Land Resources. Status of survey, resurvey under DILR MP and proposed new scheme. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. I talked in the morning. I welcome Honorable Minister of State, Dr. Chandrasekhar Paramahansa, sir. It is your idea, sir, that we are all here. One day I was making a presentation to him about survey program in the country. And he told, let's learn from each other, and he extended an invitation that everybody should come to Andhra Pradesh, and it would be held in Guntur, and we are here, sir, just 1 month after your instruction. So welcome to you in your own area, sir, and the whole country is here before you. I welcome the Revenue Minister, my Secretary, and all the government officers from senior officers from Andhra Pradesh for taking this onerous responsibility of hosting all of us in this beautiful place. So with the permission of the Honorable Minister, sir, there is a small presentation of 10 slides, sir. It's just about, I know it is important to be, but I just wanted to portray the national picture about the whole word called resurvey, what we are doing, why we are struggling, and what we have been able to achieve. So it's very, and everybody is in the same loop. I was telling the Secretary that when I was digging the files, I saw that every state and union territory in the country has got money sanctioned for resurvey. And not even 5 or 6 of them have moved an inch or a mile in that direction. So that is what I will portray. And under the leadership of Secretary DVLR, we are drafting a new proposal on survey for the next 5 years. I'll show that proposal also. It's not a launch, but I'll just take ideas about that proposal. So this is the kind of city I was seeing from the window. This is Guntur, and we want to do survey for under Naksha for such kind of a situation, and we need to have technology, manpower, which can do this for us, and the land titles are very clear. So what we have achieved so far is enormous in the last 10 to 15 years. 98%. So it's like a good report card of a good meritorious student in 10th or 12th class. All the record of rights are digitized. All the cadastral maps are digitized, almost, except the Northeast India, where we don't have cadastral maps. They are integrated. 89% sub-registrar offices are online, paperless. 72% villages, cadastral maps are linked to record of rights. We are working on that direction. Ulpin or Bhu Aadhaar has been generated for around 30 crore land parcels. We have around 90 crore land parcels in the country. So great work. The only minus or the red light is that in resurvey component, only 12% progress in the country under the DRMP program in the last 15 years. And you know it's extremely complicated, so we understand that. So why at times people say we don't want to do resurvey, we will survive without this. So why you want to do it? One is that the cadastral maps have become totally outdated, like the top one. You know, and they are not in sync with the record of rights. We are hearing 4 presentations this morning, and people told record of right is the absolute truth. The cadastral map is not the truth. So whatever is recorded in the record of rights is the legal position. Cadastral maps have not kept sync with time, both in area, boundary, ownership, and fragmentation. The value of land has become enormous 20 years back or 40 years back or 100 years back. So that's important. Then now there is availability of precise and very easy, very lightweight, very precise technology that can do with 5 centimeter precision. Then georeferencing is important, and as I showed earlier, there is little progress in the LMP program. So moving ahead, these are the 3 methodologies prescribed in the current guideline. We can do it by aerial and hybrid drones, or aeroplanes or choppers. The first one is by HRSI. We saw a presentation of Rajasthan on satellite imagery. We saw a presentation of Assam, which is both aerial and satellite imagery. We have not seen a presentation only of ETS DGPS. That means you take a traditional instrument, go to every land parcel and measure every land parcel. Not many states, mountain states, Himachal, Sikkim, they are doing ETS DGPS. So not to read this, but this was a surprise to me also. All the 36 states and union territories have sanctioned amount lying under resurvey component, not now, since 2008. Some of them are as old as 2008. Everybody went to the government of India and told we want to do survey. Only the purple, red ones, I don't know the color, in both the screens are different, are the ones which have moved a bit, a lot. So Andhra, Assam, Bihar, and the others have not been able to move forward at all. I'm not going into details of all the presentation. Gujarat was the first one to go ahead. Haryana is just moving now with drone technology. Gujarat went with ETSD GPS long time back, almost 10 years back, and stopped in the middle. Bihar did flying 10 years back, and now it is moving on ground to thing. Assam is a late starter, but good catching up. Andhra is also got the sanctions in a long time back, but have started now. So this is the variability in the country. You can look at the list, numbers and testing. So that's the total sanctioned amount. Karnataka, Kerala, Ladakh, Madhya Pradesh. Others have not moved or moved a very little. We can't measure those movements on the graphs. Odisha and Rajasthan. Odisha started 5 districts. They have stopped now. Rajasthan has taken on full throttle now onwards. Sikkim is trying to move. But around 2,850 crores has been sanctioned for this component of Resurvey in last 10 years. And funds have been dispersed for 1,000 crores. The total DRNP program is 875 crores. So we are carrying a legacy of the old programs of National Land Records Modernization Program also, but not moving. Now, just to give a sample, Andhra Pradesh, so 8, 11, 12, 14, 4 sanctions. 5 districts, 6 districts, 3 districts, nothing happened. And amount released was in 2014. 22 onwards, there is huge scale. And the technology also changed. HRSI, satellite imagery, went to ETSD GPS, came back to aerial, now it is by aerial. So this is the, just to give a glimpse, I have such slide for every state, but I'm not having any intention to present them. But this is the kind of scenario that has happened in the country. So modern survey, the new program that you're writing, aerial survey is easy to do and is low cost. But it is, as Sir was saying, Secretary Sir was saying, flying is so easy. Fly and get image. The difficult thing is taking out the instruments, going to the community and trying to measure the land in front of him. Feature extraction is easy, can be done by artificial intelligence and machine learning. Private sector involvement in the states which have happened have done magic. You can't keep on saying staff nahi hai and all that. So private sector involvement in flying, in using technology, in surveying, extremely critical. But a lot of states went totally private sector way and lost the path because they could not have a conversation with the villages. So revenue staff is also critical to have the administrative role of talking to the people. Then ground truthing is the core area. Almost 80% time, energy, money, technology is used in ground truthing and the political and administrative interest to do the whole process and community involvement. Some of the important features of modern survey. Now what we are trying to do currently under the leadership of MO Sir and the Cabinet Minister and Secretary, as Sir was saying, we want to have a center-led program to do survey. The earlier programs have not worked. Aerial survey, as in Naksha, would be centralized by a private third-party agency. We'll core the program, will be the nodal focal point. There would be a centralized WebGIS platform with cloud hosting. No more hosting things in the hard disk or at the state headquarter level. This would be a mission-based approach, and we want to do it in phases. So there is a lot of impetus now. We made a 5-year program. The impetus is to do it in 2 years. And special central assistance will keep on flowing, 5,000 crores every year. If you do certain incentives, movement will also keep on incentivizing this year and the next 2-3 years also. What we have tried to do now is the total area of the country is around 32.87 lakh square kilometer. Total agricultural land is around 14, almost half square kilometers. So we are being slightly cautious. 20% area we want to take in 2 years. Agricultural land. Swamitva is for rural habitations. Naksha is for urban habitations. For agricultural habitations, we want to take 20% of the land and complete this program in the next 2 years. And we want to start this year. We are not even waiting for next financial year to roll in. And the funding would be quite liberal at around 45,000 rupees per square kilometer plus project management unit plus equipment cost to be borne. 100% borne by the Government of India. The program we are conceptualizing now is around 3,000 crores. And this is under discussion. We'll also make the program wiser from discussions with the states that we are having today and tomorrow. And we are supporting both aerial hybrid and also pure ground truthing. So around 2,380 crores, you can see the components briefly. This is what we're writing. We can improve the program by hearing all the states. We can also cross-learn from the states. Land is a state subject. So survey by aerial flying, CORS network wherever required, rovers, centralized platform, GIS labs. We don't have much GIS labs in the states right now. We are seeing pictures of Assam having a GIS lab, Karnataka has a GIS lab, Andhra has a GIS lab, but most of the states in the country don't have a GIS lab. We want to support that because it can't be left to ever. So all the only the staff portion and the will has to come from the state government. Storage space and evaluation studies and program management unit. We also carrying forward around 660 crores proposed right now, it is all under discussion, for doing the pending good work of the LNP program. So one major component is digitization of all legacy records of registration offices and make it searchable by creating metadata. Second is digitization of legacy records of revenue offices and make them searchable to be downloaded by the citizens of the country. Computerization of revenue courts, which are very cumbersome right now. You spend many years going to revenue courts for small things. Computerization and process re-engineering to make the revenue courts more faster. Make them judicious, if not judicial. They've all become very judicial currently and almost like a judicial courts. So that's the third one. And fourth is putting mobile number, Aadhaar number, address into the ROR. RORs currently have only name in the villages. So this is very briefly, a very brief presentation about what is the problem, what looks like a way forward, and what we are trying to propose. Now this presentation is can be debated, we can open this tomorrow for discussion, but this is what I thought I'll present before this in the inaugural session. So that's it all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I have the honor of inviting our esteemed guest, Ms. G. Jayalakshmi Garu, Special Chief Secretary, Revenue Department and Chief Commissioner of Land Administration, Andhra Pradesh. Welcome, ma'am.
A very good morning to all the dignitaries and all the participants from the various states. I welcome the Honorable Minister of State for Rural Development and Communication, Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemasani Garu, Honorable Minister for Revenue, Shri Anagani Satyaprasad Garu, Respected Secretary DYLR, Shri Manoj Joshi Garu, the Joint Secretary, Shri Kunal Satyarthi Garu, and also the MLA, Shri Anjaneyulu Garu, and all the participants who are here, Principal Secretaries, Secretaries, Commissioners from the Department of Survey, Settlements and also Land, Revenue and Records. A very good afternoon to all of you, and we welcome all you to Guntur. I express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Union Minister of State, because I believe this is the first national workshop which is being conducted in Guntur, sir, for all these years, and recognizing Guntur also as a twin city of the other part of the capital. So I thank the whole ministry for that, because we have all worked in Guntur, so we know how precious it would be for the people here to have such an occasion of having a national workshop and people coming here. So that's very thank you to gratitude to you, sir. And with regard to the entire session of resurvey and survey, where Andhra Pradesh stands, I think we have already had the presentation. So a few things that I would like to say is this whole project, as JS Garu had said, had started late, but then had made quite a bit of a good progress, and we have been able to resolve most of the issues which have been there of resurvey, and because of Government of India's support of around 137 crores, and also state government has also spent more or less around 500 to 600 crore. With that kind of input that which we have given now, I think we have lot learned from the other states also here, and this workshop will help us to learn from the other states also the best practices and the best technology that they are using. So I'm sure this will be a very great learning experience, and because of such a kind of a foregoing kind of attitude in terms of resurvey, I thank the Union Ministry also, because they have approved us around 500 and odd crores as an incentive for this program, because we have fulfilled most of the parameters and milestones which JS sir just shared with you. So I think for all other states there is enough scope for us to tap that incentive. We are able to do this, and this is a very long standing kind of a need, both from the farming sector also, because with the PM Kisan program and the various other loan programs which are going for the farmers, if we are having a data which is very clean and which is accessible through a digital mode, and that will be a very good good starting point for any of the farmer to have the process of having loan clearance very easily, because in that very lot of factors are there where revenue department also plays a major role. I think this is by and large where the benefit will stand for the public. So I think this is one commitment that if all the revenue and the survey departments take forward, I'm sure the program of DOLR will be really successful across the state, and with the common platform and anybody else coming into the platform through their own plug-in kind of a method which they are planning to evolve, I think it would be a very, very good starting point. With that note, I wish all the states the very best, and I am also assuring to the Government of India and the Union Ministry, whatever we have done so far is good, sir, but we have a long way to go to complete the other 8,000, and our plan is to complete it by 2027. For probably in that sanction, we might be needing some more money of around the initial plan that we had done was around 336 crore. With that request, I would request the Union Ministry to support the state in that aspect also, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And now it's my privilege to invite Shri Manoj Joshi, Secretary, DOLR, overview of current challenges in rural and urban land records and opportunities in land management topic.
Namaskaram. Honorable MOS, Andhra Revenue Minister, Special CS Andhra, Honorable MLA, Commissioner Survey and RJS and all the friends. Morning I spoke about the differences in survey methodologies in different states. Recently we had discussions about land records in other countries. We had discussion with Latvia, and also we had discussion with the Dutch cadastre people, how in other countries land records are prepared. Seeing that and seeing this type of land record system, we have a map, we have ROR, we have a registration system, we have a property tax system, we also have Aadhaar card, we have family Pehchan Patra type of systems, we have the details of family's address or phone numbers or email addresses. A lot of these are linked to each other through APIs and systems and all. But they look like a very disjointed system, which is not really an integrated system. What we saw in Latvia was that the land becomes the basic architecture on which land has a number and all those in the cadastre or in the map. On top of that, they obviously is written in that within that system who is the owner of that land and the details of the land. And with that owner goes the details of the whatever property taxes and other taxes they have to pay, as well as the details of the owner, and so with the owner's name, the property becomes a registration system. Ours is a deed registration system. Theirs is a sort of a title registration system. So on the base land stack, and on the top of that owner's name, and on top of that all other type of information is stacked. So in a way, the departments are different there also. The finance department runs the registration system. Local bodies run the property tax system. Cadastre or survey department runs the cadastre system. But the stack or the data system is integrated, though each department is maintaining separately. So if we bring that into our context, say in city when you are preparing So there is a need to now build a stack like that in the urban area. Similarly, in rural areas, we are doing a survey and we are doing a swamitva. So are we linking those records that in the village there is a field, this person owns that field in the ROR we are saying, but there is a separate Swamitva ROR where that person is living in the Abadi area or habitation portion of the village. They are not linked to each other. Even in I'm not very sure what we are doing in Andhra Pradesh, but in other states, in the ROR, we don't have the address details, we don't have the phone number, we don't have the Aadhaar number, we don't have the email address of the owner. So all this digital notices which we are talking about can't really go unless we have those details. So I think there is a time now. We have done wonderfully well of digitization, linking the systems, but probably we need to redesign the system so that integration becomes inherent, and one change in one aspect automatically makes the changes in all other aspects because they are linked. Not the way we are doing, say, registrar office checks up who is in the ROR and map who is the owner and then allows the transaction, and then auto-generated request goes for mutation. It's an integration, but still there are different systems. We need to probably build a time has come when we are doing so much of work. We need to build based on the land stack as well as owner's details. We need to build the system based on that. Now, since we are doing a resurvey, this probably is the right time. Since we are doing the urban survey, this is the right time to build that stack. Once the disjointed systems are put in place, integrating them becomes it's a welding of the different parts rather than creating a single system. So it's a seeing what European countries are doing. It's a new thought process which we had, and we would like to hear from you also and work further on that, so that the further work which we are doing as part of resurvey or urban survey or whatever farmers ID we are creating, all of that gets integrated into a single stack with the different layers. The way Honorable PM has done with the Gati Shakti and the different layers in one system, putting them together. I think on the land and owner details, we need to build that stack. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I request our Honorable Legislative Member of Assembly, Sri B. Ramanjaneel Garu Pratipadu. Welcome, sir.
Welcome to National Seminar on Resurvey and Survey of Land Records and make it as a digital land records under Digital India. It gives me immense pleasure and most pride to have been associated in this national seminar, because this noble project is being implemented across the country under the able, effective supervision of our Dr. Pemasani Chandrasekhar Garu, Central Minister for Rural Development and Communication. And also, it is under being implemented effectively under the able administration of our State Revenue Minister Satyakant Prasad Garu. Of course, my earlier colleague, Special Chief Secretary and CCLA Jayalakshmi Garu, and my colleague officer earlier Prabhakar Reddy Garu, and other dignitaries from central government departments Garu, and my dear friends across the country who have attended this program. Fortunately, I have been in the process both ends. As I belongs to 95 batch IAS, I did 2 districts collectorship. After that, I joined in politics. I know each and both ends. What is the feeling of landowner? So I can say in one word, lot of things I can say, but only one word. Landowner is willing to give us 5 acres of land under donation for establishment of anything. but he or she doesn't give a scope, single cent of scope for deviation in the or in the title. That is the sentiment of the landowner. Please keep it in your mind while doing this project, because I have been in the process under 3 dynasties. Earlier dynasty, which is called part-time employees of Revenue Department, Reddy, Karanam, Patwari, village head. In those days, the records were the hands of bull, and the land other owners are facing lot of problems. We know that. After that, N.T. Ramarao Garu, who established Telugudesam Party, he abolished part-time employees and take away the land records from the part-time employees to government employees. Now our CBN, Chandrababu Naidu Garu, even further he had a step to take away those records from the officers and give us in the hands of the landowners. This is the digital India. So any right can see his land particulars in his phone. He doesn't want to go any office to download the things. He can have, if he wants to download any certificate, he can download the certificate. This is very noble project, I can understand. So once again, I welcome National Seminar on Land Records. So it gives me very much thankful to the organizers who have given opportunity to speak few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I take this opportunity to invite our guest of honor, Sri Anagani Satyaprasad Garu, Honorable Minister of Revenue, Registration and Stamps of Government of Andhra Pradesh. Special address will be given by him. Let's welcome him.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of people of Andhra Pradesh and our visionary leader, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, I take the privilege of inviting our chief guest, Sri Chandrasekhar Pamasani Garu, who is also MP from the Guntur Parliament, and Sri Manoj Joshi Garu, Secretary, and Sri Kunal Satyarthi Garu, Srimati G. Jayalakshmi Garu, Prabhakar Reddy Garu, Sri Ramanjaneel Garu, dignitaries, esteemed guests, officials, and fellow participants. It's an honor to address this distinguished gathering at the National Workshop of Survey, Resurvey, and Naksha program. This platform serves a great opportunity to review progress, share innovations, and strengthen our commitment to land reforms and modernization. Upon assuming office, our NDA coalition government, under the leadership of Chandrababu Naidu Garu, pledged to ensure transparency, accuracy, and justice in land ownership. Recognizing the centrality of land to the dignity and livelihood of millions of farmers and landowners, we took immediate steps to review the existing survey systems. We found that previous administration, which has conducted the resurvey in haste, unrealistic targets, and concluding the process in 6,688 villages within an unfeasible short time. If there were any grievances which we have to address, then those period, no time was given. Only 10 days or 15 days time was given for the farmers to appeal for grievance settlement. So, done like that. But now, after we have taken the Resurvey 2.0, our government initiated a corrective path and decided to relaunch. As per the directions of the Honorable CM, and as a Revenue Minister, I instructed the authorities to review the complaint. We have special Gram Sabhas in all the 6688 villages, and we got 2.8 lakh grievances. And we addressed them, resolved by them, taking case by case all the issues. Transparency Trust, we launched a pilot resurvey, one village per month, and 68 villages covering 13,41,513 acres. Resurvey was conducted with utmost diligence. These pilot villages served as learning grounds and helped us understanding practical challenges and to fine-tune our methodology. As Prabhakar Reddy said, each and every place Our people have gone, interacted with them. We have known what the basic reason why they are not happy. Then we have worked forward and backward integration. Then we got the resolution and we got the solution for that. So pre-survey awareness campaigns and village level meetings are being organized to explain the survey process, the causes of boundary disputes and legal mechanisms and for their resolution. Each village was divided into blocks of 200 and 250 acres with a dedicated village resurvey team assigned to each block. Communication team is created for each village for effective communication. We had WhatsApp groups for 50 to 70 landowners, and we had, even while doing the resurvey, we had video calls also if the people were not in the town. And again also to ensure legal clarity, we have made sure that any discrepancies are addressed on the spot by the village survey team and with the revenue records properly showing to them. A Mandal mobile magistrate system has been introduced, ensuring that objections and appeals can be resolved within the village itself. Survey records are also been finalized only after the statutory period as mandated by the law. In further installation accountability, if any objection is raised against survey team's work, a different team is used to be assigned for that. Landowners are instructed to upload geotagging photos of their land also. Basically, this is a different this thing we have seen in the last 11 months because this is not a political platform, but even otherwise also I really wanted to tell you what the resurvey happened in our state in the last 2 years and what's happening now. Because driven by publicity obsession, the previous government, they have spent around 770 crore rupees on the survey stones, what we put on to encrypt their own pictures and their own government things. So we never go in that way because our government is a proactive and progressive government. Our Honorable CM, who has been thinking about digitalization those days, 1990s he told about IT in Hyderabad. At that time everybody laughed. But today Hyderabad is that today's position is because of that foundation laid by our Honorable CM Chandrababu Naidu. Today he is talking about artificial intelligence. Definitely future is artificial intelligence. So that way we want to be a part of the innovative program set by the nation, the digitalization of total DILRMP. So we are doing it in a very practical way. Because as Joshi ji has said, as Prabhakar Reddy has said, as our Ramanjan has said, it's an emotion. Every farmer, it's an emotion, it's a sentiment regarding land. So definitely we have to talk to him, we have to interact with him, we have to resolve the issue because he will not leave in 0.01 cent also without any particular reason. So we have to motivate him, create this thing, and also in future, so of the central government, whatever things they are giving, DILRMP is giving, we definitely will give with all the this thing that they will be the owners of that particular piece of land. And our government, as I've told you, we are very keen of giving, and we also given exemption of fees also for subdivision of land portions, and also in the usage of the incentives also. The Honorable Minister and the Secretaries also to see that in the whole of India, whatever the incentives they are giving, that should be used for the enhancement of particular department. अपना घर पर सजाएंगे, बाद में दूसरों का घर सजाएंगे, आप इंसेंटिव पूरा आ रहा, पूरा डाइवर्ट होकर दूसरे डिपार्टमेंटों को जा रहा, जो अपना डिपार्टमेंट कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा. सो अपन अपना घर को सजाएंगे, पहले अपना सर्वे का काम कराएंगे, अपना ड्रोन्स खरीदेंगे, अपना जो भी काम है, अपना पासबुक दे रहे, जो भी है, अपना का रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिस पे भी एनहांस करने के लिए काइंडली सी दैट ऑल द इंसेंटिव्स इज प्रॉपर्ली यूज्ड ओनली फॉर दिस डिपार्टमेंट. दैट इज द ओनली रिक्वेस्ट व्हाट आई हैव टुवर्ड्स Honorable Minister and this thing. And once again, I thank each and every person. Definitely, we will see from our this thing that every farmer will get title deeds with QR codes, tamper-proof, transparent publicity, accessible records, geocodes, navigation, easier access to loans and welfare schemes, and also free survey for 7.7 lakh joint LPM cases, 16,387 out of 24,119 patta subdivisions have been approved, 1.5 lakh out of 1.8 lakh online subdivisions have been approved. Geocodes navigation enables users to be easily locate their land parcels. This way, we are definitely, from our side, we will be up to the mark as DRMP thinks and what they have got all the innovative ideas definitely will implement in the core areas of Andhra Pradesh and definitely will give the better yield of, will be in the challenge. And thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for attributing the land to the hearts of the people, and so heart-touching remarks of yours, and thank you so much. Now it is the time to hear from the most awaited voice of this gathering. We are truly honored to have with us Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemmasani, Honorable Union Minister of State for Rural Development and Communications, Government of India. Welcome, sir. You please give us a few remarks regarding this program.
Thank you. That was a good rapid fire speech, Satyaprasad Garu. Anyway, for all the Department of Revenue from Andhra Pradesh, my friend, colleague, and most lovable person, Sri Anagani Satyaprasad Garu, Minister of Revenue, and all hardworking department people, Ms. G. Jayalakshmi Garu, Special Chief Secretary, and then Prabhakar Reddy Garu, and my constituency MLA, Sri Ramanjaneel Garu, and my wonderful Department of Land Records Secretary and Joint Secretary, Sri Manoj Joshi Ji and Kunal Satyarthi Ji, and for all the distinguished and accomplished officers that came from across the India, including 31 states and union territories, 5 and Survey of India people, State Electric Development Corporation, who involved in developing the software, and all the state officials, all of you, a very warm welcome, and thank you for taking the pain to come all the way to the Guntur. I hope Guntur has been treating you well, because this is a very warm place. Not only warm, it's quite burning with chilies around here. So I hope you will get to enjoy some delicious food, and this conference will be successful to you. And it gives me even more happiness because, Guntur has been quite neglected for a long time, and having such a high quality national conference in Guntur gives me a personal satisfaction. So when it comes to this conference, as you all know, land is not just a physical asset in India. It is a symbol of identity, security, and dignity. More than 90% of the people, the land and property is the single most valuable asset. However, still inaccurate or outdated land records have long been the root cause of widespread disputes, delays in development, and denial of justice. And if you look at it in the entire civil court structure, around 2/3, more than 60-70% of disputes are related to land. Even in apex courts, like Honorable Supreme Court, 1 in 4 cases are related to land disputes. Even as an MP, when I do grievances in my own constituency, majority of the complaints come to me for similar reasons. So these statistics do represent what's happening at the ground. I don't know how many of you know who I am, but I was in US for 25 years. I went to US in year 2000. I bought my first house in year 2005 there. So the process was, I chose a realtor who showed me several houses. I picked a house. We're going to buy this house. And some price was set. Then he told me, sir, today there will be a date, we are going to close the house. He gave me a date. Then he said, okay, what all do I have to do? Because I remember the registration process of India. Where do I have to come? How much time I have to spend? What are all the things I need to do? He said, no, you don't have to do anything. You just stay between 11 and 12 at your house. This is what they told me. So 11 o'clock, 3-4 people came, a title company, a government official, and my realtor. They handed me 10 papers to sign, one for insurance, and all these that I verified the house is in good condition, all that stuff. I signed in 5 minutes. They asked the check. I gave the check. They gave me the keys. The entire process happened in less than 15 minutes for me. I was literally shocked. Because how can this whole system can work like this? But the idea, I mean, why can't we do these things in India, right? And obviously India has progressed quite a bit since that time. And with visionary leaders like Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, or my cabinet minister, who has done an exceptional job in Madhya Pradesh, land records digitization. And we are giving the technology to the world. And we have some of the brightest minds in this room. I mean, brightest minds, you are all the IAS officers, all the people that have worked so hard to get into these positions. Everybody is there. The only thing that's missing here and there is the political willpower that we want to do it and we want to make it 100%. So, as they have said, there are several components. We have done a good job in right of records. More than 90% has been completed. The survey and resurvey is the main thing that's pending. As Kunalji has mentioned, these were done 100 years ago, right? British 1880 and 1915. And some states like Northeastern and Union Territories, there were never original cadastral surveys. And I understand there are some issues. When you try to do it, there are a lot of manpower issues, administrative issues, and you have to deal with all the disputes. And you have to have a mechanism to resolve them in a quickly, time manner. So these are all the issues. We understand that. But the government is central government. That is why the central government has taken this initiative. States have to spend zero amount of money. We're giving all the money to perform the activities. And it's probably, there are very few situations where an incentive is given for doing the job what you are supposed to do. How many programs does that? And we must appreciate the government of India, whether, finance ministry, Modi ji, or my department people, to come up with these great ideas and doing it in a positive reinforcement manner. So there is no reason, in my view, that we should not be able to complete this in a timely manner. Now the technology is even more accurate. The Andhra Pradesh has given me, in a presentation, I looked at it, less than 1% variation. And the cost is less than 10% compared to the historical way we used to do by using the latest technologies. So I hope, and if you look at Andhra Pradesh, we came 10 months back into the government. We noticed that this program exists in rural development. So I talked to all of our people, and they were able to do quite a few villages, more than 6,000 villages within 6 years, within 1 year. And they draw close to 300 to 400 crores incentive package. I mean, it's a free money in my view. So I hope I hope and I wish you do that. And then the Naksha program. So not only the rural, Naksha is being done on a pilot process. As you all know, the urban land records is another major issue. Urban land prices are increasing. There is a vertical rise of buildings, apartments, so it is creating even more problems. And for financial planning of the municipalities, revenue generation is an important aspect. So the urban land records are also extremely important, and it has its own incentive package. I hope you also take that into consideration and participate in these whatever pilot programs that we are doing, and hopefully once that is successful, we will be able to deploy across every major city. So with this, I don't have to explain you the importance of these land records, as everyone has said. Banks can confidently extend credit, businesses can invest with certainty, and farmers can get agricultural support. And these are extremely important for small and marginalized farmers, tribal communities, and rural women. For them, clear land titles are not just a luxury. They are essential. And the reason we have taken this entire program is to bring the awareness so that each one can learn the best practices from the others, find some creative solutions, and execute. From my part, even I am writing letters to most of the chief ministers so that there is this program available and make use of it. And I hope with all these efforts, let's build a nation that is no longer a source of confusion and conflict, but of trust, security, and prosperity. The journey from Bhu Vivad to Bhu Vishwas begins with us, and the time to walk that path is now. And finally, I wanted to say one thing about my state. Now you have come to Guntur. This is a 100, 200-year-old place, but we are building a magnificent capital just within the vicinity. And this capital is going to be nothing like anything else in India. It will be most beautiful, with a lot of greenery, wide spaces, everything under the ducts, developed by international architects and being executed rapidly. And this is all being done by a visionary, an inspirational leader, and my respected Chief Minister, Honorable Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. And I hope when we do this program next time, we will be able to host you there. And even if you go and visit that place, as of today, actually 2-3 months back, I went to that place. When we were supposed to build this capital in the last 5 years, but we did not have the mandate, public mandate. We sat in an opposition, but the work was started between 2014 and 19. There were 3 universities that were built. If any of you see them, you wouldn't believe that you are in India. There are a couple of those are actually better than the universities in America. And I'm not kidding. If you get a chance, go and see. But once this beautiful architectural masterpiece is done, you will be delighted. And I would welcome for all of you to come and visit again. Once again, thank you all so much for being here. And once again, thank you for my department for making this possible here. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Dr. N. Prabhakar Reddy Garu, Additional CCLA and Director Survey, to give proceedings of this afternoon session.
A small announcement to all. So, after this inaugural session, exhibition is there. I request honorable ministers and guests to see the exhibition. Our collector and assistant director of survey will explain the exhibition. And I request all the members, let the VIPs visit the exhibition first, and following honorable members, all of the officers can visit. Exhibition will continue up to tomorrow. So before going to the village, it is better to understand the technicalities through the exhibition, old record versus new records, and the technology. So this is one announcement. The second announcement is, so we arranged 2 villages for field visit. As villages are small, if we go all the 160 members at a go, are arranged, AC buses are arranged for all the offices. The second one is to Lemalla village of Vatikuru Mandal. Both are adjacent villages, but we are making 2 teams. So buses will start at 2:45 p.m. AC buses are arranged. So after lunch, get ready and try to enter into the bus by 2:45 p.m. So it is a hot summer, and this is the hottest place in the state. So member of legislative is really, it is very hot. So for you also, right? So it is altered for 3 o'clock. So this is sufficient time for lunch. अच्छा मैम, फाइन. Quick.
बोलो वोट ऑफ थैंक्स हो गया. मिला दोस्त है रिलेटिव नहीं नहीं आप बोल दो ठीक है.
So now the lunch is arranged and you please go for the lunch, and sumptuous lunch will be provided, and later after completion of that you can go for the exhibition visit, and then from there by 3 or 3:15 I think the AC buses will be provided for you all to visit Vatticherukuru Mandal, 2 villages, Lemallepadu and the other village, and so that you can observe and you can witness some of the techniques of survey and resurvey methods and measures, and you can interact with the people who are there, and you can have your own అంటే మాట్లాడాలా చెప్పాలా వద్దా అని థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలి కదా మినిస్టర్ గారికి. చెప్తున్నారు చెప్పనా వద్దా అయితే
करने
vote of thanks చెప్పాలి.